Hello, everybody, and welcome to STARJUMP Shipyard. It's Wednesday. It's the big show, as you know. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you're having a great start to your week. See a lot of familiar faces in chat. I do appreciate you all coming by and hanging out tonight. Thanks for the follow, Banana Split. Wish I was eating one of those right now. Yeah, it's what's that, Art?
I said,
Okay, I guess that's going to be another stream milestone at some point. Banana Split stream. Everyone, it's nice to see you all in chat again. Like I said, see a lot of familiar faces. So appreciate you all stopping by, saying hello, all that good stuff. See VMXEO in chat. VM, you're always welcome to jump in voice if you want to. Xenon in chat, who's been providing all kinds of amazing early videos of the new stuff. So appreciate you, Xenon. Hope you're doing well, buddy. Yeah, it's great to see everybody. We got a lot to talk about tonight. Obviously, it's a big show night. I'm going to get my show notes up here. First things first, though, I do want to get to the show's amazing sponsors tonight. I want to make sure we're doing that because two of our sponsors are providing some really good stuff for the raffles, the St. Jude raffles in May. Okay, so I want to make sure I hit those. So I'm going to sling right over here. Nope, right there. I'm going to swing right there to my single face view. I need to get better at my scenes here. And let's go ahead and go through these amazing sponsors. You know them all too well, everyone. First one is Icon City. James over at Icon City supporting us this St. Jude with a 32-key Elgato Stream Deck to raffle off. Obviously, Icon City provides icons for your stream decks. Make sure you go to iconcity.com. Use the code STARJUMP. Get in on that. Get yourself a little discount. Okay. You can use it for gaming. You can use it for streaming. You can do other stuff with it probably. The stream decks are really cool. You should check them out even if you've never intended on streaming. I've always thought the names were a bit of a misnomer. So check that out, iconcity.com. Use the code STARJUMP. I do appreciate it. Next, our good friends over at Pigeon Spaceport, pigeonspaceport.com, doing the Scorpius models, the ABS injection molded Scorpius models that you can get in 3 different liveries. Those start shipping mid-May. I am going to get one in my hand. And Pigeon Spaceport has provided a code for a free one as a raffle prize for the month of May. How cool is that? Want to give those guys a big shout out. Pigeonspaceport.com. Use the code STARJUMP over there. I do appreciate it. All right. Last but certainly not least, our good friends over at Beam Eye Tracker. Go to Beam Eye Tracker, please. Use the STARJUMP affiliate link if you would. I'll post that right down in chat. Hopefully YouTube picks this up. Let me see. Does YouTube pick that up? Yeah, it did actually this time for some reason. Make sure you go over there, give them a look. It's a great option if you want to check out head tracking, eye tracking, and want to do it in a software-based solution without breaking the bank. They are a very good option. So go check out our good friends over there, Beam Eye Tracker. Every time you use the affiliate link, by the way, I get a little bit of a kickback, which is nice. Again, all the money that comes in through Patreon, through affiliate kickbacks and stuff, goes straight into giveaways for you all. Okay, it goes right back in the channel. So do appreciate you all checking out the show sponsors. Okay, and big shout out to the sponsors who are helping with the raffles this year. It is appreciated. Okay, all right. You know what it is. It's a big St. Jude night. It's a big St. Jude night. We've been running this
St. Jude night.
Yeah, if I can talk tonight, this is going to be I can already tell it's going to be a run. I did make myself a drink. It's got a little something special in it. I'm just going to say it's got a little spice to it. Hopefully this does not go off the rails. Hey, Kabota, salute to you. So we're doing St. Jude, as you very well know, along with Dad Bob Bard and, of course, GearCon helping us out with that. He was on our last episode, for those of you that caught that. We have a whole bunch of amazing raffles for the month of April. Switch over to that. Here are our April raffles. We've already given a bunch of ships away, and I can confirm to you that the people that won those ships do have them in hand already. The only people currently waiting on raffle prizes are the Squadron 42 package winners. Those will come soon enough, okay? It takes us about a week to get the raffle to you, just so you know. But tonight, as you see here, drawing April 29th is the Hammerhead and the Polaris. We're doing those raffle drawings tonight. So if you bought tickets for those, tonight's the night we find out who the winner is. I believe we got VM in the waiting room, by the way. And then, of course, the Masters of Industry, which we're drawing on May 30th. That might be moved. I think it's still May 30th. I have to look. Maybe May 31st we're moving it to. Either way, Masters of Industry, $100 donation. Make sure you get in on that. Yes, if you win it, you get all the ships you see right there. Okay, you will get the Pioneer, Hull Limited Monster Base Builder. You'll get the Arastra, the Hull B, the Reclaimer, the Mole, the Vulture, the Golem, and the C2 Hercules. You're going to get all that. Whoever wins. Incredible. Okay, and no,
you say that
it's not a CIG
backwards?
package. Go ahead.
Can you say it backwards?
I can't. No, absolutely not.
Okay, just... I'm here for the fun. I'm here for the entertainment.
Yeah, I just answer everyone's questions. It's not a CIG package. This is all from GearCon. You'll get it as individual ships, okay? And now for the fine print, all these ships are generously provided by GearCon for the St. Jude raffle. So big shout out to our boy GearCon. Winners will be contacted within 5 days of drawing via email. Winners will then have 7 days from the time the notification email is sent to claim their prize. Failure to do so can result in a new winner being drawn. Okay, so there you go. Keep that in your mind. Now, here's the cool news, everyone. We're going to raffle off the Hammerhead and Polaris towards the end of the show. Okay, towards the end of the show. But when that happens, so when we do that raffle and we're finished with those, I'm going to unveil and start the May raffles. So those will actually start tonight. After we're done with these, though, let's stay focused here, okay? And all I can tell you is the May raffles are also really good, okay? Maybe even better. I don't know. Although it's hard to get, to get better than the Masters of Industry pack. I'm just going to say, and a Polaris for God's sake, yeah. But there you go, everyone. Those are the raffles we're focusing on tonight, with the drawing for the Polaris and the Hammerhead happening here in just a little bit. We're not going to do them at the very end of the show. We're going to do them sort of like almost towards the end of the show, because then we're going to take some time, unveil the May raffles, and kick those off in a big way. And I also want to remind everyone that when you go to the Tiltify link, you will also see a RSI Perseus and another Hammerhead, one that's labeled Ender or Dad Bod Bard, I forget. Those two ships you can also buy a ticket for. The drawings for those will happen over on Dad Bod Bard's TV, Dad Bod Bard TV's channel. Okay, not on this channel. You can still put the money in on it on this channel, though, of course. However you want to do it. So there you go. That is the April raffles. The May raffles, I kind of can't wait to unveil. It's going to be great. We've raised $32,182 so far for the month of April, which is really crazy. Thorn, I can go ahead and confirm, everyone, it's not an Odin giveaway. Sorry, it's not an Odin giveaway. I don't think CIG would make that possible at all, although that would be cool. Lifetime, though, STARJUMP lifetime is now $72,740. Pretty incredible, okay? When we get to 75,000, I know Ender's got to wear like a pink bodysuit or something like that, a Pink Ranger bodysuit. That'll be a pleasant experience. And then I've got another, I think it's $38,000 milestone that I'll activate after that. That's pretty cool, okay? So yes, very good. Hats off to you all. 07 to everyone in chat. Again, we wouldn't be able to raise all this money without you all. Okay, that's the April giveaways, or April raffles, excuse me. Now let me get into the giveaway stuff. This one's very easy. Tonight, we are going to be raffling away another Sapphire helmet pack. If you're over on Twitch, all you got to do is !ticket or !ticket space max. Very easy. Very, very easy. If you're over on YouTube, if you're one of my YouTube peeps, very easy. All you got to do is go to the link pinned to the chat, which I just pinned now, and leave a comment on that video. That's my new player guide video. Leave a comment over there and all that good stuff. And I'll pull a random winner from there, a random winner from Stream Elements for the Twitch side of things. We'll put you both in the random wheel of names. We'll spin it, and the winner gets the prize. Okay, and that's what the giveaway is tonight. The Sapphire helmet and the gun case, and then the raffles are the ships you just saw a minute ago. All right, VM, how are you, buddy? VMXEO stopped by. He's muted, but he's here.
It would be better if I could figure out how my audio was working.
Yeah,
I do it too. I do it too.
We're getting there.
Yeah,
it wouldn't be a Windows update without completely changing all the settings.
It wouldn't be. It wouldn't be. Yeah. So I am going to be showing a little bit of an interesting thing I found in the Vanduul Mer model a little bit later. Shout out to VM for the appreciate you, bud. I found out something that I didn't realize, and a lot of people I talked to didn't realize. So appreciate that. We're going to get into all that. The first big thing, though, on the show notes docket is, let me switch over to it. It's Defensecon, everybody. We got the save the date information. Defensecon 14 days, 17 hours away. We did get a trailer, which we're going to watch. But again, a lot of this information we kind of already knew about at the, just from the Newsflash video last week and stuff. But again, they have some of the basic information, like how to get to the spaceport and stuff. Obviously going to be held at Bevic Convention Center in Area 18, which, as you all remember, is the location where they did the transit system refactor, when they were first messing with that. So hopefully that is all nailed down and able to support this event. And then we got the schedule, of course, which we already kind of knew the schedule. So no big surprises there. But again, it's nice to finally get the good graphic for it. I am going to bring up this, though. I'm bringing this up in Frame.io so we can watch it at varying speeds. And we'll give this a watch. Okay, this is the Defensecon teaser trailer. Here we go. Just for those that know this thumbnail here, I will say Drake, power to the people, of course, best manufacturer. And then right up above here, we can see what looks to be the Ironclad Assault, the Assault variant. All right, here we go. Let's give this a watch.
Hell yeah! Defensecon always has your back. We want to celebrate you, the everyday heroes, the best way we know how. With damn good ships. I'm Andon Arden, and I'll see you at Defensecon 2956.
Lots of explosions. Lots of explosions, and I did notice that some of the ships there, those Drake ships, were firing in an armistice zone. So, that's a very Drake shout out there. Obviously got our first look at the Ironclads here. Yeah, a lot of explosions, very much a WWE style event. So our first look at the Ironclad here. This looks to be the base model, though, because it does not have the dual turrets on top and bottom. So in the thumbnail, we saw the Assault. And in the trailer, we're actually seeing the Standard. I know there was some people out there wondering if we were actually going to see if the Standard was going to be at the show or even released. Yes, of course it is. Both variants are being released. By the way, real quick shout out to, we got some donations here. Sorry, I missed those. We, let's see here. Maybe some of these were from earlier, but I'm going to call them all out. $60 from Zoltaire, $35 from Offset, $35 from the Gran Nismo, and $160 from Texas Horny Toad. Texas been a big supporter so far of the St. Jude stuff and has won a Starlance Attack. Won a Starlance Attack already from it, so congrats. Yeah, so Drake Defensecon. Anything from this trailer stand out to you guys other than it's just amazing and we see the Ironclad for the first time?
Who wants to go first?
I'll let you go first.
We're both overwhelmed.
Yeah.
No, okay. First things first, the shift to Defensecon pumps up the energy. It's a nice shift.
Yeah.
The Lord checkout, you know what? It works, I guess.
Yeah.
I think they really want to get the hype going. We're going to be hyped for the battleship. we know there's other big things coming this year, and I think they want to keep that energy up.
Mm-hmm.
And I think they did that.
Yeah, I mean, I think so too. I mean, obviously, the only, I guess, the thing I was most surprised at, and again, I think we'll get another day one trailer, of course, but not as many shots of the Ironclad as I thought we were going to get in the first teaser. But you can tell this is very much a celebration of Drake, right? So, I mean, here's what I will say. First things first. Actually, let me pause and go to the Ironclad shot. I was surprised and not surprised at just how much, like how exacting it looks to the concept. Again, which I think is something CIG is continuously nailing now with these newer ships. And that's great, so that people that, put a lot of money down for some of these ships, especially these concept ships, which we know they're not doing much anymore. But when they do get these concept ships, what they're getting is accurate to what they pledged for from a look standpoint. So I do appreciate that. Oh, we got a $195 donation from Garflog. Garflog going big, man. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. $35 donation from White House towards the Aegis Hammerhead. Thank you very much. Appreciate you. Everyone, appreciate those donations, getting us closer to that $75,000 lifetime goal. But yeah, I mean, again, that was the first thing that stood out to me. It looks great from the little bit I'm seeing. And, again, when we're looking at this, I'm projecting it towards another big ship we know is in development, the Kraken, and knowing that, all the attention to detail, all the little bits of Greeble and, just how closely it matches even things, like the concept and stuff, I'm excited to see, because again, I want that stuff to transfer over to all ships, Galaxy, Kraken, Pioneer, Beano Merchant, all the ones we know that, there's concepts for that we just don't have the flight ready model for. So that's always exciting. Yeah. So now I saw some people talking. There's Xenon says there's a Pitbull tease at 14 seconds and Tiburon at 15. Is that 15 frames or seconds?
I was just sending those to you.
Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Is it 15, 50? You got to go frame by frame to actually view them properly. Okay. Interesting. Let's see here. I think they probably mean 15 seconds, right? 14 and 15 seconds. Okay, Xenon says 14, 15. Okay. Okay, so
I think it's somewhere in this scene.
It's one of these, yeah. Okay, one second. Let me step through here.
I believe if you look, you just actually might have had it, but it's a little blurry.
This one here?
No, in the scene where they're cheering. So if you,
This one here? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's rumored to be the Pitbull.
He's streaming live too, VM. So
yeah. If you can go into my share screen and see it. So
versus the delay you're getting from
Twitch.
I'm here for you, buddy. Here for you. You're gone in the hell.
You're gone.
Yeah, that one. I mean,
it would help if I watched the live stream and not the slightly delayed Twitch version.
We do know that the Pitbull is over on the left if you're facing the Defensecon event. Yeah, so it's over here. I can't tell what it is. So
I have wild speculation.
All right, let's hear it. I want to hear what this Pitbull speculation is.
It's said to be a vehicle, which is not an unreasonable guess.
Makes total sense.
From that profile, we see a little bit of a canopy and two, what are those, probably size 2 guns underneath it?
Yeah.
What if it's not a wheeled vehicle? What if it's a mech style vehicle?
Oh, first off,
we've had the ICTY.
I'm just going to say, if it's some sort of mech style vehicle, it's going to sell like crazy. By the way, $80 donation from Anonymous. Thank you very much, Anonymous. $35 donation from Big Damn Hero. Thank you very much for that, everyone. Thanks for that generosity. Yeah, I mean, if that's some sort of mech thing, forget about it. I'm thinking
little
vehicle.
baby Mad Cat.
Yeah. I'm thinking vehicle, and I'm thinking something that pairs nicely with the assault, to be quite honest with you. I think this is it, if you go into the, all the preview imagery of the Ironclad assault, there's, Novas and other vehicles in there. I think Drake needs a vehicle to perfectly pair with it. So I don't know. I could see that happening. I mean, I'll be honest with you though, it looks small, whatever it is.
And I want to call out someone in chat. It's Jojo Live, because first of all, I love his channel. But
hey Jojo,
he's got a great point that it's probably not a ground vehicle. It could be a Drake snub or other light fighter. That is also an excellent point, because that would pair well with the Ironclad assault.
So I came in to say, and I think you just said what I was going to say, Grim. But basically, the Ironclad assault does not have a Drake vehicle to carry.
it's true.
And Drake make everything for themselves. They do every single thing. If they are going to do an assault vehicle, assault craft, they're going to have an assault vehicle to use it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great point. I often bring this up when talking about the Kraken, because, a lot of people will say, oh, can the Kraken carry a Paladin and carry this? And I'm like, well, just remember the Kraken, and I think all ships are like this, but if you go back and read through the Kraken design documents, it was built around not just carrying 2 medium ships, but specifically carrying 2 cutlasses. It's like called out in the design brief, and that kind of goes into that, that idea of like Drake sort of doing things themselves. Now, I will say this, I hadn't thought about that VMXEO, but if this is some sort of mech thing, forget about it. Like this sale is over. Like, imagine if it's like a much more badass ATLS, then forget about it. By the way, real quick, $95 donation from Lazy Donuts and $160 from Rough Gaming. Y'all are crazy tonight. We're up to $33,072. Chat blowing it up. Thank you very much. Big raffles tonight, everyone. Big raffles. Wait till you see the May raffles too.
Here's what we do.
Just looking there, that actually looks like the cockpit of a ship. If you look at it, you can see the you can see the seat in the top of the canopy. I actually look at it, and it almost looks like you can't see it. Go back a few frames.
I can.
You're forward a few more frames than me. If you go back, you can see more of it. Like just like as soon as it comes into shot, like the very first split second.
I want the mech.
It does have a drag canopy. It looks almost like it's got an armored top.
Yeah, it does.
And notice how there's no legs kind of directly underneath it where you kind of expect them to be, but you can see the start of like an angled landing gear if you get it just on the edge of the frame.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's like
what?
That's true.
I think it's a small sub-like ship to come out of the Ironclad. But anyway,
if it's not a small baby mech, we're gonna have to concept our own.
We're gonna buy it.
We will, yeah.
Chris Roberts is really against robots. I don't know why, but he is.
It's a mistake. I will say this. That is definitely a landing gear of some sort.
Chris fought in the Robot Wars of 1985.
Yeah, he's got a lot of PTSD on that one. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely interesting. Xenon, thanks for the call outs too, by the way. Yeah, I mean, it's something. It looks, I'll tell you this, it looks odd. And that is very in line with some Drake things recently. Clipper, the Golem, stuff like that. It's got kind of a unique look to it. So the interesting thing will be is if it's something that borrows heavily from existing kit pieces, or if it's all new stuff. You know what I mean? So that'll be kind of interesting.
Or the vehicle team completely trolls the community and releases a watercraft.
The bottom part of it actually looks a little bit like the Golem, but the top is a completely different canopy.
Yeah, a little bit.
So yeah, it's a little weird.
1 second, everyone. Oops. So that's the pit bull. Xena was pointing out we had another little moment here, right here on 15-second mark, where we see the Aegis logo. We are seeing a part of the Tiburon. Kind of hard to tell
Cool.
what I'm looking at. Obviously, it's too close, too abstract. I was trying to see if I recognized any part of this as an element of the Hammerhead, and I can't. But it's too close.
It looks like a display plinth with some vehicles kind of scattered around it.
Yeah,
because you can almost see like a little light display light up there.
That's true.
Yeah, it's like they're up above the Tiburon and it's going down between the fins, and that's the disc on the floor. You know how they have the discs on the floor that they all sit on? Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. Again, just enough to speculate wildly. I like the camo pattern though. That's pretty cool. You know, I did a poll in the Discord today and yesterday, and I put, you know, what are the ships people are most excited for? Now, it wasn't a huge cross section of people, but Ironclad came in number one by like one vote, I believe, or something. Then next after that was Tiburon, I believe. So I do think people are excited for it. It's kind of one of those ships. It's a big unknown to us. I mean, the Starlight, for example, we at the very least know it's a small MISC refueler, which is cool. I think a lot of people are jazzed about it. More people than I thought would be jazzed about a ship like that. But, you know, you have the Pitbull and the Tiburon, which are just still very unknown. I mean, we speculate the Tiburon is based off the Hammerhead and has, you know, possibly lasers involved. But I think we're all thinking the Tiburon is very much like the Asgard is to the Valkyrie, where enough changes were made that it's kind of a new ship, right? It's not like it's a Hammerhead variant anymore. I think what we are looking at kind of a ship that has a wholly new, you know, role built around it. It's going to have significant changes to the exterior, all that kind of stuff. So, but we just don't know enough about it yet. So, going back here, though, I mean, it's nice, again, to see our first preview of the Ironclad. Again, seeing the non-assault variant. We got GearCon and Execute with us now. MVMs, anyone?
It's a party.
Hey, hello.
It's pretty much hopeless now.
Yeah. Did anything from the first look here at the Ironclad, anything catch anyone off guard? $120 from DevilDog.Games. Thank you very much, Devil. Appreciate you.
I think you said it well earlier. It's a good execution on the concept.
Yeah.
I think they've got their pipeline down where they can not only take a concept to full realization fairly well, but I think even on the concept side, Gavin's done this how many times now for the game?
Yeah.
You know, the vehicle team has built a kit. So they've got, I think, pretty much the entire pipeline process kind of nailed down, and it shows.
Yeah, and if you remember, a lot of the big ships that are being made right now and that have been made, so Polaris excluded, obviously, but ships like Ironclad, the Perseus, the Galaxy, and later on ships like the Kraken stuff, they're all Gavin ships. Now, Ironclad obviously being one of the newer ones, I believe the Ironclad is rad. Was episode of ISC was like just a year ago, if I'm not mistaken. And we know if you go back and watch that video, you'll see them kind of exploring the concept model of the Ironclad, and it's all kind of there. In many ways, I think when they start building these out for real, and they're the newer concepts, meaning the ones made in the last few years, it's really just kind of going through, firming a few things up, and then just starting to add, you know, higher levels of fidelity and stuff throughout the concept model, and sort of replacing concept model mesh with you know, game ready mesh. But it's not like everything has to be rethought. And I think obviously that's coming through in ships like the Perseus, ships like this, where the execution's just on point. So, yeah, no big surprises here. Go ahead. Yeah.
I just want to go on a speculation, Terry. What if this is a modified version of the command module? I just want to throw it out there because I've had a few people ask me about this, so I just want to see what you boys think. As in the Pitbull.
Well,
maybe
that's a thought. Another thought could be it's not a command module, like in that it's not the one that's on the Cat and Ironclad, but it's just a wholly separate vehicle that has that tech in it. I mean, I guess that would be a command module at that point, but maybe it's a little bit more self-sufficient on its own as a ship. I don't know, but I see what you're saying. I've heard a couple people ask, for example, said they want more of a combat-focused command module. Maybe it's that. Could see something like that.
I have an opinion.
Yeah, go for it.
I've been poking around. As much as I like the new command module, there's a lot I like about it, but there's a lot of elements of the original Caterpillar module that I love, like the 2 support seats that were in the back.
Mm-hmm.
We lost. If they could do command module variants, just doesn't have to be too fancy, but
yeah,
I think people would buy them. They'd switch them on to their Caterpillars and Ironclads, and yeah, it'd be something they could sell.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
I was going to say, a lot of people think the pit bull has got something to do with locking on, or like a tractor beam, or like, because pit bulls have a lockjaw, so they think because of the name, it's got something to do with attaching or something like that. It's just a lot of the things I'm hearing back. I just thought I'd ask, because I answer very similarly to how you guys answer, but I get a lot of pushback. So I just thought I'd get some other opinions.
Like a Drake version of the Legionnaire?
More like how it attaches to the Caterpillar, or can it attach to other craft, or just anything where it attaches. I never heard anything like the Legionnaire brought up. No, just more in line with the Ironclad and the Caterpillar, I think specifically.
I mean, that's cool. Go ahead, Beano.
No, I was just agreeing with Execute.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because from there's sort of 2 paths they could go here that seem obvious. Obviously, one is doing something that uses command module tech in some way. By the way, everyone, the bot is not working tonight. I didn't give Piggles enough of a heads up, I don't think. I hit him last minute. I usually try to give him a solid heads up because of the time difference. But if you ask a question, put it in caps and brackets. We'll try to grab it. If we miss it, sorry, we missed it. I do have some from last show that I'll catch up on those well. But there's the command module feature tech that we know they developed for the Ironclad and Caterpillar Command. So something that ties into that seems like an obvious thing they could do. Another thing they could do is what we were saying earlier, which was some sort of ground vehicle that can be deployed from the assault really well. It can fit back in that repair area, something that's just a great package deal. And then there's also the other way. It could just be a completely wild new ship that no one expected. Who knows? It could really be anything.
So I'm sitting here thinking about the Ironclad, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm just connecting a couple of dots. So feel free to shit on me here, right?
Okay.
But we know that it's essentially a giant flying bucket, right? That you've got to dump stuff into. So what if the pit bull is grabbing things off the other ship and dumping it into the Ironclad, and then it flies back onto the Ironclad like a little snub and lands in it? And what I'm seeing here when I look at this image in the trailer, and then I've also brought up a golem, is there is a remarkable, very similar things to the bottom part of this ship. It's almost like it's a golem with a modified top canopy. It's very, very similar to the golem.
I don't disagree with you on that. This structure right here that you're talking about almost kind of looks like that bottom section of a golem. I mean, here's the thing: we know that if you look across the Drake line, whether it's cutters, cutlasses, the golems, and even the golem takes parts from like the mule. They have a lot of variants and a lot of ships that borrow from their other ships. So it would not be out of line. I mean, even the Ironclad, okay, 2 variants of that, 2 variants of the Kraken. So that's a very common thing for Drake, and this could have parts and pieces.
What's the most common thing a person does with their dog? Go fetch.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it goes off the Ironclad and it's fetching shit off the other ship that it's tearing shit off and then bringing it back to the Ironclad. I think that's kind of where my brain's going. Because as I said, you have to have something on that Ironclad or Ironclad Assault for it to be useful for Drake. Because they always make something to go with it. Like now I assumed it was a ground vehicle, but now I've seen that, I can't get away from a golem variant. That looks so much like a golem, it's not funny to me. The landing gear's the same, the front part, it's just the canopy that's changed. And
So
again,
you're saying it's like an MPUV or
Kind
a
of.
Drake version of an MPUV.
Yeah.
yeah,
possibly.
well, something akin to that. Yeah,
You can where my mouse is moving here for those that are able to see that. There's a very hard to see strut right there and one right here. So you can kind of see the front makeup of that canopy. Again, like was pointed out by VM and Execute, obviously some sort of piece of armor plating up top, which is kind of interesting.
but you can see the door off the golem. You know how the golem
Yeah.
opens at the bottom? You
Yeah.
can kind of see that in the light, that red panel, I
Yep,
guess is
right up
what else
here.
to call it. So again, if the canopy opens at the top instead of like, you know, in the mule and the golem, it like folds up. But what
Mhm.
if just the whole canopy lifts up at the front and then the door folds down?
Yeah.
See, that would work as well. Just a modified version of it, basically.
Yeah. There's a Golem Ox, obviously. I kind of looked through this trailer to see if I saw anything that popped out interesting in some of these hero shots. I didn't notice anything. I watched it a few times. I don't know if anyone's
I potentially thought I saw one there just where you were.
Mm-hmm.
I thought I saw an Ares with a railgun, and then I realized it was just the Inferno not spinning.
Oh,
right
yeah.
there.
Yeah. The Inferno.
I was like,
But,
wow.
You know, again, though, we've talked about that. The Inferno sitting in the new standards hall, which I've continuously said is strange. Now, one thing I will point out is one thing that leaked out a while back, and Xenon, I'm not sure if this was your video or not. One thing that leaked out a while back, probably a solid month ago or so, was essentially a weapon kit for the Meteor. And there's a video of it being used. It's like a triple barrel laser gun or something for both sides. Remember, Defensecon is where in the past we've gotten two other things. We've gotten, okay, Xenon, that was you. Yeah. We've gotten weapon kits. We've gotten those before at Defensecon, and we've gotten flight blades, right? So I've said before, maybe we're going to get some other blades this time. We don't know. But the big thing I think is a guarantee is we're going to get some weapon kits, right? We've seen the Meteor one. It's not to say we're not getting an Inferno one or an Ares Starfighter one, right? Like maybe there is a beam weapon finally coming to it. I don't know how that would affect components and stuff inside, but it's possible. Art, did you have something?
Do you think that they should just folder the Ares into one ship and just put a kit for either one?
Yeah, I do.
I mean, would that make a lot more sense? I
personally do. I know that there's differences with the ships from a component standpoint, but honestly, I would just like it to where the ship switches out the gun, and when you do that, what I wish, and I wish this was for the Talon, there's a lot of the ships I wish this was the case for, is that in the ASOP terminal, when you switch that main gun, it then either took away or gave you an extra power supply component, whatever that was, and those are in the ship. I can't imagine that the Inferno and the Starfire, or in this Inferno and the Ion are that different on their hull for like component access. Maybe they are. I've never looked at them in that detail. But again, I've long said this about the Talon. It frustrates me that there's the Talon and the Talon Strike. It's just an armament difference. I wish that stuff was stuff we switched out in the ASOP terminal, not variants. I honestly think CIG wishes that too. It's not a knock on CIG. I actually think that if they could go back in time and do the Talon, they'd probably make it a weapon kit thing. But yeah, I would like them to do that. So, anything else? Did we notice anything else? I will say this, the teaser, if you're a Drake fan, has a lot of Drake in it. There's other manufacturers, of course, but definitely a lot of Drake. I do like that the other manufacturers are flying in this scene. Where was it? Right here. You get some of those other ship manufacturers. We got the Apollo, the Scorpius, the Hornet, the whatever that is, Fortune or whatever.
You're forgetting the really big one, the 890 jump.
890 jump, which is
surprised me.
Kind of funny. Yeah, I'd agree with that. That was there. But then you have the Herald like fly past all of them. I don't know, just a couple like little funny wink and nods to sort of like Drake is opening up to everybody, but this is still their show. You know what I mean? I kind of like that they injected that in there. I thought that was pretty funny.
What is that ship at the top? Is that a Valkyrie?
Where?
That silhouette is weird.
Go back.
Is it where it was the hero, or is where all the
all the ships? Yeah.
Oh, that's the Apollo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Apollo or Hermes. It's one of the two. Yeah,
it's just an awkward angle on it.
Yeah. It's kind of. I've seen a couple of people call that out and wondering what that is. Yeah. So interesting. I didn't see. Let me scrub through here again. We get little bits of other manufacturers. I will point out here that gun I was talking about. I think this is it. Maybe Xenon will correct me if I'm wrong, but on the RSI one, which would be Hermes, you can see the new. I believe this is the new gun. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, chat. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think that's the new gun. Get a little bit of Mirai, Grey Cat. We're not expecting new stuff from all these manufacturers or anything like that. They're just highlighting, that has 2 barrels. The new one has 3. Okay. But, they're just showing. One thing I did think was interesting for Origin, they didn't show any ship hint with it. They just literally showed the Origin logo, where there's been some discussions going on about possibly another Origin ship could land during this event.
I got a question too. Is
Sure.
the MISC logo they show on the ship, is that on the Starlight? I kind of can't tell. It's a bit like the Tiburon one.
Yeah, let me see.
But there's no reason it couldn't be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's no way to tell. There's literally
no way to tell, but it certainly could be. It certainly could be the Starlight. Based off like this hull geometry and how big this MISC logo is, usually these embedded ones, they make kind of small, because once you do that bevel sort of effect at large scales, looks kind of sometimes weird. Not that they don't do that sometimes, but I don't know. Based off the decal size, rivet size, compared with the panels and stuff, I do think this is a small ship, whatever it is. I guess it could be like a Hullby or something. Too. So, what else? Crusader logo, Kruger logo. And then right here, everyone, this is, the front. This is when you walk into the hall. Obviously, the yellow coming in from the Assault variant of the Ironclad, and you can see the bottom turret here. So this is definitely the Assault variant. I don't think... I was wondering if it backed up enough to see anything else. It doesn't.
The other thing I have for is, when do we get the fireworks missiles? Just saying.
The what missiles?
Yes.
The fireworks missiles.
Oh, yeah.
So when they fire those, like, if I could have those, first of all, they'd get spammed everywhere.
Yes.
Like, you would troll your org mates all the time.
Yeah. Nice little Buccaneer flyover. He's hot rodding. He's feeling good. And again, I don't think it was... Let me go further here.
Can I point something out that I'm noticing in the trout? Now, look, this could be nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely nothing. But you'll notice after the crowd cheers around the 14-second marks, where it starts showing off the logos of all the different companies.
Yeah.
Some of them have vehicles next to them in their logos, and
some
others,
don't.
it's just the logo.
Yeah, that's what I was saying about the Origin one. It has no vehicle in it, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah, the Crusader one doesn't, but the MISC one does. The one that surprises me is Grey Cat.
Yeah,
has one, and Mirai have one.
Yeah, very interesting. Again, I wonder if that could be possible weapon kit stuff, or
Well, the fabricator, what was it, MFC?
The MFC, which is essentially, there was supposed to be, for those that don't know, there's supposed to be a MTC variant called what was it called again? Execute MVC.
It's just fuck it. I hate their acronyms.
Yeah,
it's the Fabricator Grey Cat.
It's the Fabricator Grey Cat.
Yeah. The naming is so stupid.
I was looking for ships.
I don't know about them
here.
I don't know about that Mirai one though. I've got no. Can anyone tell me what that Mirai ship would be? You don't see much of it.
Yeah, I mean, again,
it looked like a Guardian or Fury thruster on it.
Yeah, and I think it could be alluding to maybe a weapon kit for one of those ships. But by the way, everyone here, just in case you were wondering, the ship scene here, we have a Corsair, obviously, a Polaris, which is interesting because I don't think a Polaris is like in the show anywhere. An 890 Jump, another ship that I don't think is like in the show anywhere, unless they're just planning on selling those on those days, which I assume they are, which I guess would be for the 890 Jump would be kind of a new thing, right? They haven't sold that at a Defensecon Invictus before.
Well, it's not Invictus anymore. That I think that kind of allows them to break the rules.
Yeah.
Maybe they went Invictus is too restrictive. Let's just get rid of it and make it Defensecon permanently.
Yeah, maybe.
And then they can do whatever they want with it. You see?
Maybe they finally saw the light and figured out that Drake was the way. And then obviously up here we got the Ironclad and Caterpillar. So no big surprises there.
I'm a bit sad actually about the Caterpillar. This is just a completely off. It's a tangent. The pirate skin is not working in the PTU build at the moment. They've removed the pirate skin from the Caterpillar. It doesn't exist.
Oh, interesting.
Oh no.
I wonder if that has anything to do with how the paints apply to the new command module, because
I reckon they figured not enough people own it. It's kind of like what happened with the Mustang Omega back in the day. Like it just didn't work for several patches because not enough people had it. So I think they're just going, oh, fuck it, we won't do that one because nobody fucking owns it.
Because I want to shout it out, and I will post the link here too, because I don't want to I'm not a person that does reacts to other people's video and steal their views and thunders. I'll put Foxy Loxy's channel or the link to this video down chat if you want to check this out. But he had a great video just showing stuff with the new command module. But one of the things that he showed in this, which is something that I know a lot of people were curious about, was that you could put a paint on, or I think he lifted up in the default paint, disconnected the command module, landed it, sent the Caterpillar body back down, changed the paint on it, and brought it up in the new paint. And the command module was the different paint and mated them and everything. And it was just kind of a cool thing. It's like one of those like weird edge cases that you kind of go, oh yeah, I guess that should work. But you know, it's probably one of those things CIG had to think through. But I do kind of wonder, Execute, if the reason that paint is gone is maybe that's not intended, you know what I mean? And they know there's a discrepancy there between the old command module and the new one. So
they don't make any money for it. And not enough people have it. I've seen it before.
Yeah,
it's just a thing. It becomes like they forget a lot of the variants they have.
Yeah.
So the Amiga just dropped out of a lot of people's minds, and so it was the same thing with that. But anyway,
but the command module got landing gears and can now land and all that kind of good stuff. I was checking it out the other day in PTU. I don't know if any of you all had a chance to go over and check it out. I will say that every single time I got into PTU to test it thoroughly, it was broken in some way. Again, not a knock on anything. It was early PTU, so you know it's always, sometimes it's rough. Real quick, $35 donation from Pac-Man, $60 from Reaper91, and $35 from Veyron. Thank you all for your donations, up to $33,322. We're about $1,000 away from dressing Ender up in a big old pink neoprene suit. So appreciate everyone's generosity.
Does he have to just asking for the chaos? Does he have to like do the moves and stuff? Can we get him to do some of the moves? That would be hilarious.
Yeah, maybe. And I'll go ahead and let you all know.
He has to at least say it's morphing time when he does it.
Yeah,
at least.
Yeah. And I'll go ahead and let you all know. I'll go ahead and give you a peek into what the next milestone is. The next milestone is a galaxy giveaway. We're going to do a galaxy giveaway for if we hit the next milestone after the 34,442.
I have a question about the CCU I'm giving. It's actually conditional. You remember?
That's true.
And there is a beard very much on your face.
I heard from my daughter just the other day that she's not allowing me to shave it. I don't know what to tell you. I showed her a picture of me without it, and it was a total deal breaker. She almost disowned me as her father. It was not good. It was not good at all.
That sounds like a positive to me. Let's go.
Back to
Graham, I sent you a DM.
Okay. Real quick here. Let's see. Spectre EH says, Graham, please compare the size difference between the new and old command module. So Spectre, we'll be able to do that a little better when we have the the flight ready mesh of the command module. Now, what I can tell you though is that the concept mesh for the command module for the Ironclad is a bit bigger than the old command module on the Caterpillar. I can probably pull that up a little bit later in the stream. A little bit later in the stream, I am going to open some 3D software. I don't want to do it now because sometimes it starts to tax my memory, but I'm going to open that up. I'm going to show you a few things, and we can probably open up both command modules, and I can show you the size difference. But in general, they're the same size, but the Ironclad one was longer, which I do think is the case now. Because there's just one command module that goes on the Caterpillar as well. It's just a longer command module now because of all the extra seats in it. But again, I'll bring that up and show it. So, but yeah,
that fun little bug we had as well where we disconnected. Because me and Grim were in testing, but doing it separately. We both had the same bug happen though, where it's not really a bug, but we disconnected the command module in the hangar. When we called to reconnect the hangar, it actually despawned the ship on us. And so we're just sitting there in the command module and lost the main ship.
That happened a couple times to me where it was like I would disconnect. Here's the thing. I was able to disconnect the command module with no problem at all. It worked really, really well. I had major problems reconnecting. It just wouldn't connect. Even the auto docking procedure wouldn't connect. And then that keybind was also connected to my call ATC keybind and my landing gear. Like stuff just started going haywire. And then suddenly the Caterpillar disappeared and I was sitting there with just the command module. So I will say though, that was like wave 1 PTU. I believe they're on wave 2 now, possibly even wave 3. So that stuff will get worked out.
Wave 3.
Yeah. It's probably worked out at this point. I will say that, they've got some nice UI notification stuff there when you are disconnecting. You can see here the engines there, very reminiscent now of the Clipper that are in the command module now. Really, this, by the way, the engineering sections of some of these recent Drake ships make me really excited to see the engineering room to the Ironclad, and then of course later the Kraken. If they pull from this, they're going to be pretty epic. That's all I'm going to say.
You're seeing some of the new kit in the command module too.
Yeah,
that's a lot of new modular pieces.
Yeah, lots of little like new parts and pieces and stuff spread throughout. Yep, absolutely. I don't know what you all think. What's your opinion of the new command module? I think it's a pretty nice little ship. I think you'll see people use it on its own from time to time. I know CIG, propped up the command module in that Ironclad reveal video as being something that isn't a runabout. It's supposed to be used for emergencies only, but I honestly see the ship being used pretty frequently. What do you guys think?
I think it's going to be something that's going to be very interesting. Depends on how well it holds up to getting, braved and hit. I mean, if you're going to have a light fighter that's going to be able to really kind of put the beat into this thing and end it in less than 30 seconds, you're not going to get much with it.
True.
But if it's actually enough that it can hold up a little bit, I could see the people using it as like a pocket jump ship or a drop ship for sure. We'll definitely be doing some testing on our end.
Yeah. It's here. The thing is with the drop ships sometimes is some of the drop ships that are planned and that are out, and namely thinking like the Valkyrie and then later the Liberator, because don't forget everyone, the Liberator's got a ton of drop seats. The Ironclad Assault has a ton of drop seats. I forget how many it is. Or I think it's like 30 something drop seats in it. It's a crazy number. But, those drop ships, big cross section. I mean, it's a big target when it comes in. Having a couple of these others that are smaller options, smaller target coming into a hot zone, I can still seeing being pretty popular. And we have a few of those. I mean, we have the Prowler, the Prowler's kind of big. Prowler, though, Cutlass Steel, this, and I think there's another one or two in there, right? Drop ships. Isn't there a Vanguard or Retaliator's big ship? Either way, I think with its size, I could see people using it in a creative way. But yeah, no, I think it's cool. I'm really excited for it. I'm just, waiting to see this on the Ironclad. The funny thing about this one is, our first experience with it is paired to the Caterpillar. And that's kind of the funny thing with CIG and how things go to the PTU for testing and them wanting to hold things back for big events like Defensecon and stuff, is that a lot of times the first time we're introduced to something is in the most non-optimal way. You know what I mean? Like you kind of wish that your first introduction to the command module was attached to the Ironclad, and everything is to that level together. But of course, it's connected here. We're trying it out with the Caterpillar, which I still think is just a completely broken ship in many ways and needs to be addressed sooner rather than later. But either way, a lot of fun. I'm excited for it. Command module, again, you're seeing Foxy Loxy's video. So, another question. Did the command module get turrets? Was this, didn't have the remote turret on top, right? The previous one?
I don't think so. No, I think that turret on top is new.
Yeah, it's a new one. And I think that's controlled by the co-pilot. So yeah, that's a pretty big change. Again, you can see the added detail to the exterior of the command module here. I thought they did a great job with it. Again, it gives me really high hopes for the Ironclad. Let me ask you this though, and this is for all of you. The number one thing I hear about when I hear, or when the subject of the Ironclad comes up in the command module is everyone is like, oh yeah, the only thing that would make it truly great is if you could pilot the Ironclad from the command deck or the command module, and the command deck pilot seat would act very much like the Kraken's second bridge area. And I can see the appeal there. I really can. And honestly, if it was my decision, I would make that the case. I would put the ability to also pilot the ship from the command bridge. However, the only reason I don't think they're going to do that here is by allowing that, they sort of sideline and diminish the work that was put into this new feature, which is the command module tech. Because remember, the command module isn't just a ship, it's feature tech that CIG developed. So, it's just something that, it's one of the main reasons I don't think they're going to allow command bridge piloting of the Ironclad. I don't know if you guys agree with that or not. Your silence is deafening. It means yes. I think it's a hard yes. You agree with me on everything?
I think, DearCon, what do you think?
I don't think they're going to allow it.
Yeah.
I think if exactly that reason, it's got it there, we've got it there, but it's got to be used. If suddenly this ship can turn into two fully functional, I think that's not great.
Yeah.
Gameplay-wise.
Real quick, $180 donation from Tuna No Crust, and then his last part of his name's cut off. Thank you very much for that. Appreciate that massive donation. You all have been wild tonight with the donation, so thank you very much. $33,502 raised.
Oh, you know what that means.
Got some big raffles coming up. What does that mean? Oh, we got to do some beans. That's right. Real quick, I do want to get to one question here before we do this bean. So get your bean ready.
What a shame I'm not on camera.
We're gonna get you soon. We're gonna get you soon.
I brought three boxes of those motherfuckers. I'm not gonna get to have any.
I'm gonna send some to VM though. He thinks he's gonna escape, but he's getting some. I do want to hit this question. Buddha Baka.
V just leaves.
Buddha Baka says, Graham, quick question. I did want to grab this one. He says, having the command modules detached mechanics means we could have escape pods functional. The only thing I would say that's different from escape pods is escape pods do not. I mean, I think the dock-undock part of that gameplay feature, sure, all day long. And I think there's a lot CIG could do that, ship-to-ship docking, all that. But the one big difference with the command module tech is the fact that when that connection occurs, flight authority transfers over and a lot of other stuff like shields and other things. So in some ways, the command module tech does sort of sit off by itself. Now, the thing to that, though, is what fun things could CIG do with that tech? Now, 90s down there says flyable escape pods. Yeah, I mean, maybe the escape pods are pilotable, but we also know there's escape pods that are not pilotable. So
Yeah, but this seems like, with that they've got this ready, the whole command module, that it's just a minor subset for all of the escape modules.
It's a step towards escape pods. Like we've seen tiny little steps that go towards other things. Like the step before this would have been the docking and undocking of the Merlin. Yeah. Right? That doesn't have the control transfer, right? So it's just another step towards getting towards.
I was hoping we were going to be there as well.
Yeah. I was going to say it's also a step towards ship-to-ship docking in the future.
Yeah.
Yep. Agreed.
Hudson, yes, I'm going to get to some questions here in just a minute.
An escape pod has to have, say it's done in atmosphere, for example. It kind of turns into a ship that you can only control in one direction. Like you can't turn it around and fly back in the other direction. You have limited control. Right. We don't have a ship at the moment that has limited control. So someone's got to sit there and design a limited control mechanics, essentially. Yeah. Right. And that's just one aspect of it.
Art, what bean did you get? I either got Old Bandage or Pomegranate. This is for all of you donating like mad people.
That's a classic for you.
It is classic.
I am Tutti Frutti. Or what is it? Stinky socks, dirty socks, stinky socks. Right.
Good luck. We deserve kindness tonight, everyone. Here we go.
I think execution should still have.
He should do it just because.
Oh yeah, I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Look at me do it. Yeah.
It's a great one.
Gear Count is not eating a bean either, but should be. Here we go, everyone. Bottoms up. Hopefully this is good. Come on.
Well, mine's delicious. I got 5 good ones.
No, it's Old Bandage.
Tutti Frutti.
No, it's Old Bandage. No, it's not good. Old Bandage has just so everyone knows, it's like lukewarm, dirty sink water flavor, I guess is the best way to describe it. So not great. Let's get to a few questions here. I want to catch up on a few questions here.
I got a question. How much lukewarm, dirty fruit water have you had in your past? I'm just curious to make you a connoisseur of that flavor.
It's
the comparison there.
Yeah, I know. Let's blast a few questions here. Hudson Hawk says, Mr. Grimm, when do you think we may see the Raptor model on Hanger Link? As soon as they release it. I could model it from scratch, and I thought about it, but we may wait till it goes in the game. Believe it or not, I don't think it's going to be that long. I know some people were saying it's going to be years before we see that. I actually think it'll come pretty soon. I'll tell you on another future episode. I'll tell you why I think that. Rabbit07 says, thoughts on the new Anvil Odin Founders Club post. We're going to get to that next. That's our next topic. So hold on to that question. I'm going to give you my full rundown thoughts on that. Here's a good question. I50mm says, question, can you clarify the difference between the Hammerhead and the Tiburon? When you say Tiburon is a laser variant, doesn't the Hammerhead come with all laser repeaters? So it's already lasered. Well, actually, the only reason we all think that the Tiburon has a big beam weapon on it, I can't get this beam down, is because Jared made a joke about sharks with laser beams on, laser beams. So that's where that comes from. I don't know. Anybody else want to get in on that?
I still don't think it's a laser variant. I think lasers are in a bad place. I don't think we see how the Idris K laser does. So just putting it on a Hammerhead, you're gonna suffer the same thing. Unless for some reason they miraculously fixed it, but I haven't seen that.
I think it would be more like the tachyon beams on the Defender, if anything.
Well,
that's a good thought.
It's interesting hearing that about beam weapons right now. I mean, even the Mauler has a big beam weapon on it too. I would have thought that they would have gotten a buff to beam weapons just across the board, but are beam weapons right now just not effective on certain types of ships, or is it just across the board that they're not performing? And that's for you, Art.
What?
I was just saying, are the beam weapons, are they just not performing in general, or they've just been nerfed, or?
They're hit or miss. So when you're hitting things with the Idris, like sometimes it will hit and do damage, but it doesn't do consistent damage like it should.
Okay.
And it's very hit or miss. So you can hit a target square on and you think you're doing some damage, and you may be doing some, but you're not doing it consistent across the board.
Yeah.
And you have to hit it just right. It's all just meh. I mean, it's good for taking out shields. Sure. It's great for taking out shields, but outside that, doing actual hull damage, kind of hit or miss.
Okay. Another $100 donation from Tuna No Crust. Thank you very much, Tuna. Had 180 just a minute ago, and now another 100. So coming in big with the donations. We're at $33,602. Everyone, we're at $74,160 lifetime. So very close to that huge 75K milestone. You all are pushing us ever closer. Okay. Yeah. I mean, here's what I will say about the Tiburon. I've always said this, but everyone's always said this isn't like something just for me, but the Hammerhead has always been a ship that has been in like a weird place. It, for one, as we all know, it requires a pretty hefty crew count, especially for a ship that punches down, right? The other issue with it is I've always thought it's been overpriced by about $100 at least.
At least.
You know, I would imagine you agree with that too, everyone on here. I mean, it's a pricey ship for a ship that's technically punching down, in my opinion. So I think with the Tiburon, one of two things could happen. One, it could be very much like what you're saying, Art, in that it's kind of a wholly new thing, and you know, it's gonna play into a new role and a new this, new that, or it's gonna be just kind of a better version of the Hammerhead. And what I mean by that is a ship that is in that size range, still punches down towards the light fighter, or not light, or towards the fighter. You know, taking out fighters, but it just does it in a slightly different way than the Hammerhead. I believe that would be not good, because it would totally kill the last few remaining reasons to have a Hammerhead. So it's got to be one of those things, though. So I'm personally thinking it's going to lean into a wholly new role, and maybe more meant to target ships that are in that, like, you know, I think you said this recently, Execute, that kind of Connie size, that 60, 70 meter range. You know,
go a bit more up, a bit more punching up than down. So kind of something can kind of compete with the Perseus a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. And Michael Phillips says it in chat there, you know, the Hammerhead won't be feared until AI blades. It's weird because a Hammerhead can be feared now, again, if properly crewed. I think the AI blades will just make Hammerhead, optimally manned Hammerheads, just a lot more common, because it's not that you'll even have a lot of people out there flying them solo. It's just that you might have 2 or 3 people out flying a Hammerhead, where it's 2 or 3 people on turrets, and then the rest of the turrets are manned by AI blades. So essentially, that's just going to open the door for more people to take Hammerheads out. We'll see, though. I mean, we'll see. I don't know. But I do see there's a lot of excitement around the Tiburon. I'm pretty excited to see what it is, and this is coming from someone who I've never been the biggest Hammerhead fan. I love the way the ship looks, and I love its role. There's just some design aspects about the ship it's not my favorite on my list of big ships. So, what do you think about mine and Algod's really out there idea about the turret detachment and the called remoras?
Yeah, I mean, it would be really cool. I mean, if they ever did something like that, I mean, I think it would definitely, it would be like a show. I always say sometimes a showstopper ship, like a ship that people like just love and gravitate towards. And we have a few of those. That would obviously push the Hammerhead into another category for me. The only reason I doubt we'll get something like that is because we already have. It sounds too cool. It sounds too cool. I agree with you there. But it also already flirts with that thing that constantly CIG's battling right now, and something that we talked about just recently or on an episode, which is why take a multi-crew ship out when you can just take out a bunch of small fighters? That argument, right. and we do know changes are coming into play to mitigate that, but then a ship like that had that functionality is literally that argument, you know, Like, why would you have them connected to the ship if you could fly them independently? Like, what's, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
What's the selling point except for having extra?
Well, they're snubs, so they can't leave without it, right? So they don't actually have a jump drive. And two, it actually gives you more of a, like, one of the biggest problems with a Hammerhead is you've really got nothing to do. You're kind of bored. So you can detach and you can kind of patrol next to the craft. You know, it gives you something to do.
What were you saying?
And the counter to that is, then why don't you just make the Hammerhead better so it's not bored?
And it always comes back to why they're making so many variants. Money.
Yeah, I get it, but if they fix the capacitors on there and gave the turrets faster firing and greater range, it would fix the problem. It would completely fix the problem.
But they are trying to make the guns consistent. So essentially what you're saying is to change it from, say, size 4s to size 5s. And that is kind of what I said with the Tiburon. Like, my initial thing was, well, how do you fix the Hammerhead? You basically go from 4 size 4s to 2 size 6s, and that would just fix everything. And now all of a sudden it's punching up instead of punching down.
You know, but the Hammerhead, I'd argue the Hammerhead's job isn't to punch up. It is to punch down. It's a fighter screen. That's why it's got turrets everywhere, is so that you don't have to do that. It's an escort. I think people want it to do a different role for the number of people that are on it, though, too. Like, for sure.
It's just got like fundamentally, you could almost have those turrets as 2 remote turrets, and they mirror, like, for example, the guy I'm on the front turret on the left, the back turret on the left could literally just mirror what I'm doing. You could cut the number of crew down drastically on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you spaced them out so that you were kind of controlling 2 sets of turrets, maybe top and bottom on each arm or whatever.
Well, you could have 3 people. So you get the guy on the front top turret also controls the back bottom, and then the guy on the left controls the 2 on the left, and the guy on the right controls the 2 on the right.
And then just a quick hotkey button to swap between the 2 on the the remote, so they can see and be done.
Yeah, sometimes when I refer to like a better version of a ship, I'm always thinking of like the Guardian scenario, where I forget which one it is. Is it Guardian MX or whatever? That's just like the better Guardian, and I sort of think that
it was. I don't know how it is now.
I sort of wonder that with the Tiburon, where it, like, imagine if it's essentially a Hammerhead, but it has one feature that pushes it to the next level, right? Like,
well, we've seen that so much now. That's my major concern. We've seen it with the Asgard and the Valkyrie. We've seen it with the last one you mentioned, Sarah.
It
worries me.
Yeah.
Well, but the thing is with the Valkyrie and the Asgard is both of them now are pretty applicable because of the armor changes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
like the Asgard, but you can bring more vehicles, but if you don't need to bring a vehicle,
but there's also the It was when it came out, though. It's the perception as well.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like how does the community take it? Like a bitch slap
absolutely.
To the face?
Yeah, Buddha says literally what I was thinking in chat, which was imagine if it was literally like essentially a Hammerhead, but it also had the like EMP capabilities on it. You know what I mean?
That'd be cool.
It could neutralize fighters from a maneuverability standpoint momentarily, and then engage them and clean up. So that, again, that to me very much falls in that sort of like Guardian scenario where there's like the base Guardian and then the MX, and I don't know why you would buy the base anymore.
Goodbye, VMO, VMXEO. Goodbye.
VMO, you heading out? VM, thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. You're on mute.
Always a pleasure to have you, bud.
But you're an amazing person. Everyone in chat, give VMXEO a big 07.
Thanks, everyone. Sorry, I got to run.
Fleet Viewer master there. Thanks, VM.
Yeah. I kind of think of the shark and like, does the name mean anything? And I keep coming back to like how a shark smells blood in the water, but also a hammerhead is like a specialist shark, and a shark is just a shark.
Sure.
So how do you simplify or standardize the hammerhead? And that's
the famous last words of leaning into the name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything in the name, but like, I just wonder what. I think it's be something akin to a weapon kit, but yeah.
I would love to see quantum interdiction or a snare ability on a hammerhead. It would make it more deadly for sure, and it would make something that we would have to target. it wouldn't be something that the fighters can just outscreen it and just call it good. Just because, if they had the interdiction, then yes, I'd have to send a Hammerhead, or I'd have to send something or a Perseus or a Polaris or something. You'd have to send something with a harder hitting torpedo or gun or something to deal with it, and that would be a really good place for it to be.
Wouldn't the fighters just outrun it though, because it's slow and it pulls you out and then just go, shit, not fighting that, bye, and fly away.
Yeah, I mean,
get out of range.
You can outrun anything though, technically, depending on how. When it comes to interdiction, it just depends on it, if you're a better pilot.
Okay, you get on foot, and I'll get in any ship and see if you outrun me. Right.
Done. Just give me a boom tube.
So, I mean, one thing is we do have, let's look at the calendar real quick. So, again, everyone, this is the sort of the official calendar that they released today. Obviously, Drake's going to be the first 2 days. 14th and 15th, and then we'll do the big switch over Origin, RSI, Kruger. Again, I'm still thinking that's more like weapon kit day. We'll see. Day 5 and 6, Misk, Mirai, Argo, and Grey Cat. Again, wide assortment of ships here. On that day, the big one will be the Starlight. Now, I'll circle back to something here in a minute. I want to bring up. It's a minor thing and could mean nothing, but day 7 and 8, Aegis. That'll be the day that we find out what the Tiburon is. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait till about May 20th to figure out what that one is. Day 9 and 10, Crusader and Tumbrel, and then obviously day 11 and 12 will be Anvil Aerospace, so the Odin, and then who knows? Possibly there's another surprise in there. We were seeing in the PTU the FAA flying around. That could have been nothing, but again, just something interesting. Maybe there's some sort of promo or something there. Now, one thing I will say, I know Execute, you brought this up. I had noticed it too. I thought it was kind of interesting that the logo placement on here is kind of interesting. So obviously Drake, big logo because it's the only manufacturer featured that day. Day 5 and 6, Misk is the manufacturer that's got the new ship, the Starlight, and it's the bigger logo on here. But day 9 and 10, Crusader and Tumbrel, the logos are very much similar in size. We're not really expecting anything new from them. And it is kind of interesting that the Origin logo on day 3 and 4 kind of looks bigger. If you include the mark and the word mark parts of the logo, it also, another person could look at it and say, no, I'm just looking at the word mark and it's the same size roughly as Kruger and our size. So it'd be kind of interesting. It'll be interesting to see if we see anything.
It takes up half the width of the box.
It does.
In the box too.
It does, yeah. So could we get a new Origin thing? It's possible. We know an Origin something or rather is being worked on. We don't know when we're getting it, right? So we'll see.
The thing that Lando did kind of say 2 or 2.5 months ago that it was a certain distance away, and it landed right on Invictus Defensecon.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
if it's not coming now, it's coming soon.
Yeah. Yeah. And remember, with their ship release cadence, everyone, if there was something you were hoping for this Invictus and it's not being talked about, don't worry. Stuff's going to come soon after. Obviously we know the Raylan and stuff will come in Alien Week in mid-June and stuff. So there's plenty of time this year to get all those ships out. I know a lot of people were saying Stingray, we got to see the Stingray. When's it coming? All that kind of stuff. It'll come. I just don't think it's for this event. That being said, go ahead.
It could always be one of those 4.8 or 8, 4.8 point what 2 or whatever. Where are we at now?
4.8 point. 2.1,
0.2, whatever.
Sorry,
they could add a ship there.
Yeah, 4.81 or 2. Yeah, it could come. Yeah, absolutely.
I had a really dumb merch idea.
Oh boy.
You tell me if this would work. You know how you can get like caution tape?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how it goes like yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, back on a diagonal? You know that tape you can get? They do a Drake gaffer tape. But that it has Drake on it as well. I actually reckon a Drake gaffer tape would sell really well.
People would buy it. Yeah, people would buy it.
Yeah, I reckon they would.
All right, everybody. Next, it's time to talk about something else. It was some big news today. We're going to get into it. I know some of you are curious. We're talking about the Anvil Odin.
Have you got your essay done?
I did do my essay.
Can I tell you right now, if they're having all these applications, they ain't reading any of these, by the way. I'm almost tempted just to apply and put like the the Declaration of Independence. I might just use
Try
that.
it. That could be,
and see if they accept it.
That could be very, very powerful argument for having one of these ships. So here, everyone, get a little bit of Odin detail. They went over it with some vector graphic lines to kind of hide its lines and stuff, but we're obviously seeing a little bit of the ship right there. This email went out to everyone, and then of course Nico posted on the forums. In the concierge forums, though, it was not posted in general or on the announcements thing. It's in concierge only, and essentially it says this. I'm going to go ahead and read it. It says the Anvil Odin battle cruiser is the last of our original crowdfunding campaign capital ships that early backers unlocked for inclusion in the PU. At twice the size by volume of the Aegis Javelin, it will easily be the largest and most crew-intensive ship we've made available. To celebrate this milestone, we're creating the Odin Founders Club, a select group of star citizens dedicated to the principles of cooperative group play and positive impact on the verse. We're going to come back to that. These ships are built around crew, coordination, and the dedicated people behind them. How will you lead, organize, and use this ship to create impact for you and your crew? And then it has here, to apply for access to this Odin Founders Club, you may go to the concierge ticket portal, select the new pull down entitled Odin Founders Club, which I can confirm was there, and tell us in 999 words or less why that's you and why you want to become captain of the first battlecruiser class vessels ever built. Additionally, we will review internal data across multiple aspects of Star Citizen's gameplay and add some of our most active captains to this group automatically. We'll get into that as well. It says here, when the Odin concept promotion waves go live at Defensecon on May 24th, those members of the Odin's Founders Club selected through either or both processes will have exclusive access to the promotion page to attain their universe first battle cruiser. It says here, we're excited to begin this journey with you, and you can apply for access to the Founders Club beginning today through May 11th. Ensure you have promotional emails enabled on your account. Real quick, $135 donation from Ghost. Thank you very much, Ghost. Appreciate that. That's a huge donation. We've had some incredible generosity shown tonight, everyone. Remember, we're doing the raffles tonight for a Polaris and a Hammerhead. Pretty big, pretty awesome. We're going to do that here soon. We're going to do our giveaway for the Sapphire helmet, though, here in just a minute, okay, after the Odin conversation. But,
hey, Grim.
Yes.
You said it was open to everyone who wanted to submit an essay, but it's specifically only open to, you can only submit if you're already concierge.
Yeah, they posted that in the concierge forum, so I think they were referring to just everyone there.
So, yeah. Anyone there, because you literally have to go to the concierge only ticket portal and submit your essay there. So it's it limits everyone. So quick, everyone, go out and spend $1,000. Or well, maybe not.
Ohio Medic, thank you for the $35 donation. Appreciate that, buddy. It's this is not the first time we've seen this. I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Wave 1 Krakens had something very similar to this.
6 waves. There was 6 of them, actually.
6 of them, and all of them were tied in with the essay part of it, I think, for the original.
It wasn't an essay. It was like just a short message.
Okay.
It was just, back then.
First off, let's start there. How do we feel about this before we start diving into the details of this information? How do we all feel about that? What's the reaction to that?
How many messages do you think that concierge are going to get about this? And do you really think they're going to sit there and read 999 words? No, they're just going to go approve.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I think that go ahead.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I think with the number of people who are concierge already, and the dedication, I'll call it, of some of the higher spending backers, I bet there's over 1,000, probably 2,000 entries, easy, that they'll get for this first wave.
Do we have a number of concierge members? Do we have an idea of how many there are?
Yeah, you're not going far enough if you think about it, because where does it say you have to buy one to be a part of the club? Where does it say that? It doesn't. So for example, I want to be in the Odin's Founders Club, but I don't want to buy an Odin.
Spectre says there's 500 Legatus members. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Reaper, thanks for that $35 donation. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean, I think the one thing I think this does, obviously, first and foremost, this is targeting concierge players. So right from the get-go, this is a concierge thing. Okay, right off the bat.
Let's be honest. The concierge is not as exclusive as it used to be.
Not as exclusive. Well, and that's where I was going to go. Yeah. There's really, concierge is a pretty open thing now. Like, and what I mean by that is there's the players that have spent $1,100 in game, and then there's players that have spent, $111,000 in game, sometimes more. And there's a really wide gulf there. And so this was opened up to all of concierge, not a specific tier of concierge. It wasn't opened up specifically to Legatus or anything. And so I thought that was interesting. Now, I don't have a problem with it being targeted at concierge for one specific reason. And I'll explain what this is. And it's going to sound a little weird, but this is a game where when events like this roll around, there's already a lot of really expensive stuff made available that new people coming into the game. And I don't mean the people that just day one sign up and make a purchase like this, but I'm talking like people that may join the game. They played it for 2 weeks and they go, oh, I saw a Polaris fly by me. I'm just going to buy one. And they don't really think of all the stuff that goes into that decision. I do think that happens a lot. And I think by taking this off the table for non-concierge players, you do remove a little bit of that like impulse buy from people that just have a lot of money, and that's not a hit against that. Tons of people have tons of money, but like you take that sort of off the table, and now you're relegating it to a group that should know better if buying a ship is a good decision or not. I'm sure many of them still make bad decisions, but it's just one more ladder rung to sort of like clear as a buyer, if that makes sense.
I'll give you a simple example real quick. Sorry. Algrid with 3 javelins. How the fuck is he going to man 3 javelins at the same time?
I was told that Algrid commanded legions.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, I think with 3 javelins, I think maybe his focus, and I heard him mention it at one time, isn't so much that he's piloting 3 at once, but it's more of a he gets one blown up and he can just jump right in a second. Doesn't have to wait for it to get rebuilt.
I was expecting,
great, but it's quite an expensive process to do that.
It's all reason.
I was expecting 3 monitors with 3 javelins going simultaneously. Is what I'm expecting.
Hey, I've met some people that multi-box the hell out of this game. Go ahead, Art.
How many do you think we're going to actually see on Gray's Market after release? That they're going to be on like a gray market.
I didn't think about that.
Our purchasing accounts and stuff like that.
Well, again, you've got to spend $1,000 just to be able to do it. That's a thing that will also limit black market accounts.
Not necessarily, because I can sell the account. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can go on there now and I can find a Idris account. I can find a Javelin account.
Yeah, yes, but it'll limit it because you'd have to spend $1,000 just to get access to the Odin. Right, they're not going to want to sell their main account. They're going to have to make a secondary account that's consequence.
It's still going
to limit it.
It's going to come down to first off, that'll happen for sure. Art. It'll be interesting to see what they go for because of the limited nature of it. But I kind of want to, and for those wondering, yes, I did fill one of these out. I would love to try to get my hands on one. I melted my Idris, I melted my T kit and my K kit. That alone, by the way, just melting the Idris and those 2 kits was like $2,000 worth of credit right there. Boom. Because I forgot that the damn T kit is like $450 on its own. You know what I mean?
Now, I want to put this out there. What if it's only available for Warbond and Warbond only?
Then I won't get it. Easy decision. I won't get it.
I will.
Big time
it'll
now.
Be both, but it's going to be gone so fast.
The credit ones will be gone in literal seconds.
Yeah.
Like I remember the very first Javelin sale, right? Mm-hmm. And all the Javelins sold out in 36 seconds. Now think about the waves we have now. They're literally gone within 5 seconds.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And real quick, I know some people were saying don't sell what I sold or don't melt what I melt. I will say too, I didn't melt those because I wanted the battle cruiser. I really melted the Idris and its kits because I don't love the Idris as much as I thought I was going to love it. So
the other thing I want to ask is, like, say they have this Odin Founders Club, right? And they allow, let's just say for argument's sake, they allow 666 people in. Now, does that mean they're only going to give access to 500 Odins, and too bad 166 people miss out? Or are they going to guarantee every person that's in the Founders Club will have access to one to buy on the day?
That's the question I had, Execute. That's the exact question I was curious about.
But they haven't said how many that they're going to put in to the members of the Founders Club, did they?
Well,
did I miss that?
And that's the thing, right? So maybe they only let 500 people in, and they're the only 500 people that can buy them.
Right.
You hear where I'm going here?
Yeah.
I think it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I reckon they're going to go, there's only, it's the Founders Club.
Yeah.
In that way, you're sort of getting like a golden ticket to one.
Exactly.
Spread amongst waves, though, which seemed to indicate that there still would be limited. But I do want to, since we're talking about this, I do kind of want to break down some of this Spectrum post / email that went out, because there's some really interesting things in this if you read carefully, right? So I go through here. So
you start that.
Say again?
There's 1 second. There's several people in chat. You have not drawn any of the ships yet tonight, right?
No.
There seem to be a lot of people continuing to say, like, "Hey, who won this or who won that?"
One. It's always
None
at the end of the
been
show.
drawn yet. So, all right, keep on.
But
I don't think I got that email.
I didn't get the email. I didn't get the email, and I'm entered. Here's the thing. I always get CIG's emails a day later than everyone else. And I have all my promotional stuff turned on. Yep. I have all my, so it's actually one of the things I hate, because I have all the promotional emails and stuff turned on, but I always get it like a day. I promise you, I'll get this Odin email tonight at like 3 a.m. So, $35 donation from Renfield. Thank you very much. Hopefully Dracula is doing okay. Thank you, buddy. Real quick. So the first thing I wanted to point out is this is a very interesting line, and I know VMXEO jumped off, but I was curious to get his thoughts on this. But it says here, at twice the size by volume of the Aegis Javelin, it'll be the largest, most crew-intensive ship we've made available. That's interesting, because what that means is it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be twice the Javelin's length. Just so everyone knows, the Javelin's 480 meters long.
It's a Borg cube confirmed.
Yeah, it's a giant sphere. No, but what that means, everyone, is it means that the ship may have more interior space by double than the Javelin, but the ship itself could only be like 100 meters longer than the Javelin, for all we know. It could be a 500-something meter long ship. We don't know. The Javelin is pretty full, though. The Javelin's got like 4 decks.
Yeah, I was going to say, so maybe it's like 8 decks and it's just like really chunky.
Yeah. I mean, I will say the Javelin has sort of, I think it's like 2 primary decks, and then a third deck that's kind of like half the size of the other 2. And then the engineering deck, which is the lowest deck, is actually pretty small. Like it doesn't have like it's not the length of the Javelin or anything. And then obviously there's a big hangar and stuff like that there too. But it's just something to remember that, don't read too much into the twice the size of the Javelin. Make sure you read that volume part of it, because that is pretty key. I was originally one of the people estimating this battlecruiser being at like 650 to 700 meters long. I was thinking it'd be somewhere around there. I'm still thinking that, but I'm actually thinking closer to 650.
What's that handling thing with the Javelin and the
it's here. There's ain't got no battle cruiser on there yet, but we will. No.
But I'm saying it. But if you open it, you can put the Javelin and say an Idris, or Javelin and a Bengal, and you can kind of see where the battle cruiser is going to fall between the two. Yeah, from above.
Logos Prime, thank you for that $60 donation.
Use your own tool. It drives me crazy.
I do.
Execute the visual learner who's going to see the pictures to know distances.
Yes.
No, everyone's a visual learner. All men are visual learners. Didn't you know that? Anyway.
Numbers are hard.
I'm going to bring up 2 ships here. I'm going to bring up the Pegasus, which is kind of a non-ship. We shouldn't really consider it too much based off what I've heard.
Well, it probably inspired this, though. It would have been a battle cruiser as well.
Yeah, so I think it was listed as a escort carrier. Okay. But this, you can kind of see the size ranges here. Obviously, Bengal at like 900 some odd meters and stuff. So I think what the battle cruiser will do is going to sit comfortably in between here. I think it's going to be, I think 200 meters longer than the Javelin seems plenty. That would put it in that 650, 675 meter range. I think it's going to be somewhere around that category. I do think it depends on what the role of the ship is. For example, if it has the ability to act as any sort of carrier, it could be up on the high end of that estimate, maybe even a little further, because the carrier ships need a little bit more, room to facilitate other ships. If it doesn't have any sort of carrier capabilities, then it could be on the smaller side of that estimate. We could be looking at a battle cruiser that's more in the 600 meter range, 580 meter range, something like that. But again, going back to that line about volume. So
actually, was this then? Like, all I've heard from people at CIG is that what this thing does is crazy. That's right. So what would you guys want it to do?
Well, Art, do you want to go first? What do you want this thing to do?
I mean, I think we have both discussed this a few times, and we like the EMP idea. I like the being able to shut down ships from just completely wreck a fleet, come in and make me the ultimate problem right off the bat.
And in many ways, like an area of denial ship, right? Yeah. Okay. Execute.
No. I'll go last. You go.
Gear.
Oh, it's a tough one. I like the idea of the special purpose, like EMP, but just when I was thinking about the ship and trying to think about balance, is I wanted it to be hitting hard. So something big, size 10, size 12, big guns on it, with strong punch, like in the down to maybe about like size 6, but then the weak point being, of course, the small, point defense. This thing having almost no point defense and requiring really supportive smaller ships.
Mm-hmm.
And then the one-off, I was thinking about the EMP, some things they have in game, and I was hoping like something different, something like the interdictor, something stopping entry points into the system, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, area of denial, but big denial, system denial.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think I would probably go with, I don't think this is, by the way, the really crazy cool feature, but I will say one of the things I do hope this ship has the ability to do, and that is to deploy capital level mines, meaning mines that target Idrises, target Javelins, target Krakens, target big ships like that. With what we know of the Nautilus with its size 5 mines, those mines are really going to be tailored more towards like Connies and 400Is and stuff like that. So I'd love the capital mine layer. And those mines could be a multitude of different types of mines, sentries, EMP mines, all that kind of stuff. Go ahead, Art.
How would you feel if maybe it had like docking collars on it that could hold large vessels that it could take with it? So 4 or 5 like large vessels with docking collars that you could snap to it, even maybe getting to like that Perseus, so it kind of carries its own escort fleet with it. You get there, snap them off, and there you go. You get your fleet.
Mm-hmm.
So kind of above just a docking collar, but docking clamps.
Well, really cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, that one. Words, clamps. Things,
what if it uses the command module tech and the battle cruiser is but a command module to an even larger ship? I'm just kidding.
I just got an update from someone at CIG, and I quote, "Kills things, very killy."
Very killy. Well, and here's the thing:
thanks for that, pal.
Here's the thing: you want that out of your battle cruiser. You know what I mean? You want that ability. I love that. That's great. And Execute. What do you want? What do you want this thing to do?
I've kind of been sitting here listening to you guys, and you know how I tend to follow the gameplay now.
Mm-hmm.
Knowing that we're going to have these massive space stations, I wonder if it's tailored toward those at all. That's just, I'm asking myself these questions.
Yeah.
You mean like a mobile space station?
No, not a mobile station, but like a space station killer. Like, think about it. If you're going to take out a space station, isn't it going to be the biggest ships that take out space stations?
Yeah, look, I just, it's funny you bring this up. Execute. I just watched the 1.0 presentation like the night before last, and I just watched it randomly, but I kind of forgot how much CIG talks about station warfare when they're talking about space stations, not the PvP stuff. When they're talking about space stations, they go into a whole thing about station warfare. And I think you're right. I think that's part of the end game design, that kind of station warfare. And to me, the Javelin, etc., those are the ships you bring to that party.
Yeah. I do hope it has a bit of fleet support too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they do kind of talk about peopleware players that want to work together and stuff like that. And a lot of these ships, they've kind of shown the Javelin with some other ships around it in the past, but realistically, like, an Odin isn't really going to be out. Well, I don't know. Again, it really depends on the role, but you know what I mean? Like, I want a fleet ship, a mother ship.
I mean, Arexis has a really good point. They mentioned it in chat that the battlecruiser would be able to open wormholes exclusive to corporation fleets within a 5 to 7 system radius.
Oh, damn! What if it can open jump points?
Your own jump point. That would be a game changer.
Crazy.
That would be crazy.
Sure.
Yeah. That would,
sure. You see a wormhole open up and you're like, this is all bad. This is all bad.
Hey, you know what? I hadn't thought about that, but yeah, what if it's a ship that can open transient jump points, which we know is still a thing, technically.
Yeah. What if it's the other way around, where you need 2 of them and it makes jump points between them? So, like, one comes in, it starts doing the thing, and they're like, attack them, they're going to get the jump point open, and then
it'd be cool.
Huge fleet comes in.
It reminds me back to that, what was it, Halo 4? Yeah. When they had the Covenant ships there, and then the Infinity or whatever, the big, huge, it opens up and just plows right into it, just breaks it in half. I'm like, yes, I'll take 2.
Yeah, Dory and chat. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier. We were talking about how the original Kraken concept sale had an essay or write-up component of it. Yeah, we were talking about that. But
all those bigger ships have had modular pieces too, like the Javelin, the Idris, or they've had kits, right? They have kits, or
I would expect this to have some modular element to it.
All right. So the person that is talking to me from CIG, former CIG, whatever, is now watching. So now they're telling me things at the same time. He's saying it looks pretty scary. Great. That's good. Thanks.
Good.
Thanks, buddy.
I'll say this. I know what he's thinking, and he's thinking I'm right. Everything I've said on the show tonight's right. I'm pretty sure that's what he's thinking. So.
Write it down.
Real quick, I do want to call a couple things out. Thank you for the donations, everyone. We're at $33,902 raised for St. Jude. Sick kids and their families. We're raising that. This is just for the month of April so far, everyone, that we've raised $33,900. So that's incredible. Thank you so much for your generosity. Please remember that when you do donate, the money you are donating is going to help those sick kids and their families. Patients of St. Jude do not pay a dime when they are there. Everything is taken care of. And again, that is through donations like this. In addition, when you donate, your money is not coming to STARJUMP in any way. We don't have access to it. We can't touch it. We don't control it. We don't have any ability to get access to it. You donating to Tiltify, and Tiltify sends it directly to St. Jude, okay? So you don't have to worry about your donations coming to us in any way like that. So, you can donate with confidence. We do have 2 drawings tonight. We're going to get to those here not too long from now, Hammerhead and Polaris. If you go to the Tiltify QR code on your screen right now, or you go to the link down in chat, maybe Art, you can post that in YouTube, Twitch. There's the Tiltify link popping up. If you go to those, you can purchase your tickets, $35 ticket. You can get in on that Hammerhead raffle. And then the $60 donation will get you a ticket to the Polaris Raffle. Okay. Now, all the way through the month of May, we're doing a $100 Masters of Industry raffle. Again, $100 donation for that gets you all the ships you see there on your screen. You're going to get the Pioneer. Yes, the Pioneer. You're going to get the Arastra, the Hull B, Reclaimer, Mole, Vulture, Golem, and C2 Hercules. Yes, whoever wins will get all of those. So some really big raffles right now. GearCon, who's in voice right now, big shout out to him for providing all the ships you see here for the raffles, which is pretty damn amazing. And then here's the cool thing. When we do these 2 raffles here near the end of the show, when those are over, I'm going to turn on and reveal the May raffles. Okay. So
I don't think we should.
We just should not do it. Yeah, we should maybe just not do it. Yeah. So Star Citizen Gaming says, are they donated from CIG? No, they are donated from GearCon. They're donated from GearCon. They're donated from a community, Star Citizen community member.
And Star Citizen Gaming, the St. Jude hospitals are actually, they're all over the U.S. Louisiana, North Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, Illinois, Louisiana, Missouri, and in Oklahoma.
That's right. Okay. Donate. Appreciate it, everyone. $35 donation from Dom4419 and a $35 one from Perseus. Or just Perseus. Maybe I'm reading that wrong.
Should we give them a count on the odds, or do you want to keep it secret?
I will. I need to pull that up, and I'll do that here momentarily. I'll go through this Odin email, and then we'll do that. That's a good idea. Let's go back to email. There's a couple other things I did want to point out. So another interesting thing here, other than the size, is they talk about they are targeting a select group of citizens dedicated to the principles of cooperative group play. Makes sense. You want to go after people that play in big groups. Cooperative group play and positive impact on the verse. I thought that one was interesting too, because that can be a lot of things, right? It says here the ships are built around a crew, coordination, and the dedicated people behind them. They go in. There's another line here I want to pop out though, and it says...
there was one I wanted to focus on here.
They also say here, additionally, we will review internal data across multiple aspects of Star Citizen's gameplay and add some of our most active captains to this group. Again, so that's another subset of people that they're eyeballing, not just people that apply that are in a big org, but they also want to look at people that are playing. So they're going to probably compare play hours and stuff like that, and what you're actually doing. Are you in those tactical fleet ops? Are you doing stuff like that? And then last but not least, they talk about, let's see here.
This next paragraph is what I want to focus on too.
It says, when the Odin concept promotion waves go live at Defensecon, those members of this Odin Founders Club selected through either or both processes will have exclusive access on the promotion page to attain their universe first battlecruiser. Let's open this up.
Is what I think says everyone who gets selected will have access to a ship. You will go in and you will have access to buy a ship through the concierge page.
Yeah,
that's how I read it as well.
In some ways, I read it a little bit. There's sort of 2 things here. I saw someone say, Spectre says Foxy Loxy will get one. So here's the way I read it though. And by the way, everyone, $35 from Chucky. Appreciate that. We're now at $34,042. That's amazing. I will say that, like, I could see them doing sort of two groups. The first group is people that probably should own a battle cruiser. Okay. And the people I'm thinking there are people in big giant orgs that participate in big giant operations, right? And CIG has all that data. They can figure it out. So that's one group. And then the other group I could see them like pulling from are people that maybe fit those criteria, but there are also people that just have, as they said there, sort of positive impact on the verse, on the community, stuff like that. So we could see people, and I don't want to say like, a big content creator or something like that, or maybe a big org leader or something like that. But it could be, they could target some people like that, because remember, I just want to make sure everyone remembers this. Just because you get selected doesn't mean you get one. And what I mean by that is you still have to pay for it. Yeah. If you're selected and you don't have the money, you're not getting it. Okay.
What about going the other way, though? Like these people that have Legatus and stuff like that, and they just want every ship in the game, but they don't meet the criteria. Like, is it going to go the other way as well? Where, you know, this guy is like, well, I've spent $50,000 this game. I deserve to be able to buy the battlecruiser. But then they look at the data and go, well, you never play the game. You never play the game with other people. You're not a good fit. Like, are they actually going to do that, or are they just going to take the money and run?
I hope they say, well, you don't get these waves. Then, you know, maybe here in a few weeks or a couple of months when another sale goes up, well, there'll be an open wave and try your luck there.
You know, yeah, that's a good point. I'm going to say the unpopular opinion. I'm going to be the one that people hate here, and I'm going to go ahead and say it. I look at people who have donated, whether they play the game or not, people that have bought a lot of ships, whether responsibly or irresponsibly, they still were funding this project. And that's what all this has been. And I still think they should have as much consideration as anyone else. $35 from Panzer Foss, thank you. And $35 from BG Thompson. Also, thank you for the subscription, Darth. Appreciate you. And I know that a lot of people don't like that. They, you know, and I totally get why people wouldn't like that idea where, okay, just because someone has money, they should be considered. And I'm not saying they should automatically get it. I'm just saying that I don't think they should be out of the running if you haven't played the game much. Because maybe the intent is to play the game a lot at some point. But I don't know. I'm a little split on it, I guess is what I'm saying.
Couldn't you argue that if you spend $50,000, you're a good captain? In their eyes, I mean, could they argue that just? I mean, yeah. You're a good captain. You spent a lot of money on this project. There you go. I mean, that's the way I'd word it. Then I'm not even lying to the community. They're a good captain. And
I guess it's partially because I just still look at this, and this isn't a negative thing. I'm not, smashing the game here. I'm just, it's not a game yet. It's a project that is being funded by people. And there are some people that have put a lot of money in this game. And I'm not one of those people that hates on them. I really appreciate them. Thank you for putting so much money into this project. I hope gets off the ground. You know what I mean? So for me, I look at that as not necessarily being a negative. Now, with saying that, just so Chad knows, I understand why that does not leave a good taste in people's mouth. And for that reason alone, I'd be okay with saying it really should be based off how much you're playing the game, or are you part of a big org that could even support something like this? I totally get that and understand it. I've never looked at like the Star Citizen whales. I've never looked at them in like a negative light. If anything, I look at them in a positive light. I'm one of those people that goes, hey, appreciate you. So I don't know. I don't know what you all.
Well, the reason I ask these questions is because it's not going to be a cheap ship, right? So yeah. I think more people are going to be cut off by the financial aspect than by the way they play. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with that. You all feel free to talk about the Odin, any other parts of the Odin email you want. I'm going to get the giveaway and some of the raffle stuff ready.
I did want to ask, can we talk to your daughter at all?
No, she's in bed.
Because
you're not going to get the beard. You're not going to get the beard.
She's not going to get the beard. She's not going to allow it.
If we're not getting the beard, I want to talk about how we're going to decorate it, because I'm thinking fluoro pink.
You got to get that beard glitter from like Christmas. And get that on there.
Yes, I am getting the makeover.
That's happening. Could do it. You could do it in Drake red and yellow.
Ooh, I like that.
I think we need to talk to her about doing like an actual Grim Reaper look. You know, like the black hood, the black emo eyes. You know, like the crying. Put the water underneath. You know, and then put even big scythe. You know.
All right, everyone.
I just wanted to thank we had 2 more $35 donations from Mickey and Twilly Frost.
Mickey and Twilly Frost, thank you very much. And $70 from Pi. Thank you very much to you 3 for your donations. Appreciate that. Pushing ever higher, everyone. We are just a couple of $200 away from Ender's Goal, Dad Bob Bard's goal, dressing himself up as a pink Power Ranger for some reason, and going to Play Life. And going to the Play Life campus next year, apparently, like that. So not my choice, his choice, but let's help him get there. We're almost there. And then I have a milestone I'll activate after that. That'll be a Galaxy giveaway. But the Galaxy giveaway will be a giveaway that only the people who have donated to St. Jude, I'm going to automatically add you to the giveaway. That's how you get a ticket. It's all for the donators. So it's a thank you to them. So real quick here, I'm going to go over because we got to get a few things done. We got some housekeeping stuff to do. I had you all on YouTube to get a chance to win the Sapphire helmet and gun case. You could go to the link pinned to chat and leave a comment. We're going to go ahead and get that ready. So we're going to set the 29th at 7 p.m., which is when we start our stream tonight. We're going to pull a random comment from here. And then over on Stream Elements, we're going to pull a random person from there. We're going to put you both in the random wheel of names, and whoever wins will win that. And you'll have 3 days to contact me via Discord if you win. Okay. Then we're going to get to the raffles. Okay. All right, everybody. Going to pull the random YouTube comment. Good luck for a Sapphire helmet. It's a really cool helmet.
Oh, you know what? We gotta do a bean real quick because we
gotta do a bean.
We gotta do a bean. I just popped in my brain.
Real quick, everyone.
Not delaying anything.
Sorry. Yep. Last announcement. This is an important one because I do got to close the raffles because I need to be able to get those built for the wheel. So we're going to eat the bean, but when we're done eating the bean and all that is over, I'm going to shut the raffles down for the Hammerhead and Polaris. Okay. So now is your chance. If you want get in on the Hammerhead and Polaris raffles that are running tonight, now is your chance to donate to them. Okay. This is the moment, because we're going to be closing those very soon because it takes me a little bit of time to get those ready for the wheel. Okay. I have to do some finagling in there, account for multiple tickets from some people that purchase multiple tickets, stuff like that. So, all right, let's do a bean here, everybody. Awesome. It's bean time. All right, let me choose my bean here. I got my bean boozle. Art's just wanting to punish me. Oh my goodness! Hey, nice. Look what came up.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Oh.
Another pomegranate and or old bandage, baby. My luck's with me tonight.
I thought you were going to say it was the toothpaste and berry, and I was going to be like, this is
old bandage or pomegranate. By the way, Music Slave, thank you for that $100 donation. That is massive. Amazing.
Awesome.
$34,352.
Booger or Juicy Pear?
Ooh,
and I got lucky classics last time, so I'm going to get classics.
Rogue Tryhard, all you got to do to comment is go to the link pinned to the YouTube chat. I think it's pinned on the bottom. It's my new player guide video. Just leave a single word comment on that video. It can be hi, hello, how are you, whatever. $40 from BG Thompson. Here we go. Bottoms up, Art. BG Thompson, thank you, buddy.
Brother.
Because I'm a real man, I'm just going to have one of every flavor. Here we go.
I only get the nasty one now. You got the booger. I got old bandage again. Ew. Yeah, I got old bandage again. It's not good.
And you all know how booger tastes, so don't act like you don't know.
Don't act like you don't.
Suffering.
Don't act like you don't.
You all know.
This ain't good.
Because people,
this ain't
those
good.
that pick their nose and those that lie about it.
That'd be a good ASMR, just someone eating beans all the time. By the way, I want to call it out, chat. We have a crazy amount of people tonight, so thanks for all showing up. 204, no raids either, but we have 248 viewers on Twitch and 203 on YouTube. So that is amazing. Really appreciate it.
Hey, I just wanted to answer a question I saw here in chat. Scroll by once or twice. The raffle the giveaway that Grim is doing right now is not one of the St. Jude raffles. This is a channel, a Grim channel raffle for his viewers, and that is what you're doing the tickets for and the comments for and things like that. That is what these raffles these.
This was supposed to be done halfway through the episode, but we had so many people on here chatting that it went long. But here we go. Hopefully you got them in. There's little Art. Joy Pop with a $35 donation. Appreciate you, Joy Pop. All right, everyone. Listen, you've only got about 2 or 3 more minutes on the Polaris and Hammerhead raffle, so get in now, okay? All right, here we go. Going to pull our random comment. Star Citizen Gaming, have a good night, buddy. Picking a random comment now. The shark is hunting. The shark is hunting. The stupid window pops up. And it's Cross the Boz. Cross the Boz is our YouTube semifinalist going into the random wheel of names. Cross the Boz, congratulations. Dang it, I got this all stuck in my teeth. This is not good. Oh boy. Okay. Next, that was our YouTube random comment. Thank you very much. Next, we're going to Stream Elements. Let me do a nice little page refresh. We got 142 people have entered with 1,377 tickets purchased. Here we go, everyone. We're going to close the giveaway in 3, 2, and 1. Hey, there's Cross the Boz in chat. Cross the Boz, if you end up winning this, by the way, you do have to DM me on Discord, StarJump_Graham. Okay, I got to confirm you. All right, we're drawing a winner. Scrolling down to the bottom, and it's Pac-Man. Oh, Pac-Man donated tonight. Pac-Man, congratulations. Putting you in the random wheel of names as well. So we got Cross the Boz and Pac-Man 61. We duplicate it a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. And there we go, and there we go. Okay, and one more time. Okay, here we go, everybody. Going to spin the wheel in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good luck. Remember, everyone, this is for the Sapphire helmet.
Pac-Man's also in chat, too. He's
oh, good. Pac-Man's in chat. Awesome. And it's Cross the Boz. Cross the Boz, congratulations. To get this and redeem it with me, you need to contact me on Discord, StarJump_Grim. I will have some questions for you to confirm your YouTube name, okay? So thank you very much, Cross the Boz and Pac-Man. Congratulations. Appreciate it. All right. That giveaway is now over. Okay, now we get to the other part. I'm going to end the Hammerhead and Polaris Raffles. That's the next part. I know it had to happen sometime, everyone. It had to happen sometime. So I'm going to be ending those. Hopefully you got your donations in, but don't worry, because right after this, we're going to start some new raffles, okay? So we're going to end the Polaris one, and it's now ended. And we're going to end the Hammerhead, which is now ended, okay? Rivalis was the last person to get a Polaris donation in at $60, so congratulations. So here's what we're going to do. I do want to talk a little, while I'm getting these ready, we're getting these ready, there are some other things we can talk about. And one of the big ones is insurance and how ship insurance and item insurance on those ships are being handled in the Evo builds. Did not go to PTU, but we have art here, we have gear here, we have execute here. While I'm getting these ready, do you think you guys could talk a little bit about the ship insurance system now, what it's looking like, how that, what the system is shaping up to be, and your experiences with it? I might chime in too, but there you go.
Well, execute. What do you think of the insurance changes that we've seen so far when it comes to the snapshot? What's your thoughts on that?
That's kind of what's been promised. It's nothing really too elaborate, really. And the ones at the moment don't actually charge you, so it's literally tier 0. So it's literally just like they said, saving your loadout at the moment. But insurance has always been a thing, so people that are freaking out haven't done their research.
Yeah, but right now it's no cost if you go up and get it, right? And then it's a base tier 0.
Yeah, how's the system currently working? Like what's it?
Whatever your loadout is on the ship, when you click the button, it just saves it.
Okay.
And so when you lose the ship, it comes back the same.
It's a direct cost of whatever that was. So if you had attrition 4s on there that are like 250K a piece, then your price of when you call it back is that additional 250K on top of it. So it charges you for every component back on there.
Gotcha. Okay.
But it doesn't do crafted items yet.
Yeah.
That's not, which is kind of a bummer.
Did you notice? So eventually it'll be a percentage or insurance cost or whatever. Like you can see it's tier 0. It's literally tier 0.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I mean,
when it takes the snapshot, and you were just mentioning the guns, the extra guns. If your ship had the has the base guns on it from base build, does it come back with those with no cost?
Yes, and it literally is described in the post.
Okay, that's what I thought.
If you haven't done any insurance at all, it just takes what it's got defaultly in your RSI hangar.
All right.
Okay, so then it comes back free basically to you.
I see some stuff on this, and I wasn't able to 100% verify it, but some of the stuff I was saying about LTI is that if you have LTI, the ship is actually cheaper to get back.
I've heard
that too.
Yep, I've heard that as well.
Do you think that we're going to see different costs based on the tier of insurance that you have? So when you're looking at like 6 months, or what is it? It's how do they normally do it? So it's 6 months, 2 years, 10 years, and then LTI, right? That's the normal insurance breakdown.
Yeah, again, originally
Dad Bob Bard rated with 7 viewers. Dad Bard, thank you very much for that raid, buddy. Appreciate you. Do a shout out for him.
Originally, they said it was going to be time difference, not a cost difference. But yeah, so being a cost difference is something new.
Do you think are we going to get a time difference over a cost, or do you think they're going to do both?
We're in unknown waters. That's what I'm trying to say.
Well, I'm just saying speculation. Where would you like to see it go?
Well, what's preferred, paying money or paying time?
I mean,
it's personal preference, isn't it?
I suppose.
If you're poor, you want time, and if you've got a heap of money, you want to pay money. So
I mean,
and I did want to mention, Grim. You might not have seen it, but just right above your head here for me, we hit the goal.
We did.
Last two. Yeah.
We did. So Dad Bob Bard will be dressing himself as a svelte pink Power Ranger. And I think doing a dance on stream or something like that, sort of like the Truffle Shuffle.
He's got to at least do its morphin time, at least the minimum.
Yeah, and we'll create some emotes out of him or something to truly.
Absolutely.
I want an emote of him twerking. I think that would be appropriate.
Yes, the classic.
Yeah, the classic.
100%.
And superhero pose.
Of course.
Yeah. Yep.
And then his plan is to go to the St. Jude campus visit next year, dressed as that monstrosity. So
I don't know. That could go both ways on him. You could be like, "Oh, look at him, cute." Now, it could. Yeah. Like, could. "Oh God, don't let him in."
Yeah. Don't let him in. He'll scare the kids.
Yeah. It definitely could. It definitely could. So real quick here. Let's see here.
I pulled.
Okay. Oh, Dad Bob Bard. Dad Bob Bard, you will be dressing yourself as a pink Power Ranger very soon. What's the details on that?
I'm doing it during the one shot that you have to do from last year.
Oh, right. Yeah. The D&D one shot that I still owe from last year's goals. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll be doing it for one of my streams at some point, and then one of the days that we're at St. Jude, I have to dress as a pink Power Ranger for an entire day. So
it's gonna be a good look for you.
Which Power Ranger?
Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Yeah, classic.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean it's really the only one you can go with.
Fair, yeah.
Yep, it has to be. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. We're gonna have to get you in all kinds of poses and create a bunch of emotes based off of that. I think it's gotta happen. It's gotta happen.
I'm not so sure.
AI is a wonderful tool. We could do a lot of fun with this.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
I'm not so sure this is a good idea anymore.
It's
I didn't think it was a good idea in the first place. But
see, that's the thing though with the that is the thing with trying to talk here. That is the thing with the milestones. Once they're set, they're set.
Oh, it's done. No, it's happening.
And then it's how it is, right? So
yeah, and I have to. Going next year is going to be the fun part because I have to go an entire day wearing a skirt. Thank God it's got a skirt.
Yeah.
And I don't just have to wear a tight, stupid uniform
to keep your bashfulness at bay. It's gonna have that skirt. Yeah.
God forbid I show something off that I definitely don't want to. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to be walking around that.
Wait, are we hearing about a bikini wax in your future?
Yeah, he'll have to shave for that.
I already have to shave my head.
Yes.
From the look of it, I'm having to shave my head. Now that I know that vote's still up.
I've downgraded mine from shave the eyebrows to shave the beard to now I want to dye the beard, and he's not even going for that. So yeah, he's just piking out left, right, and center.
No, I put up my beard and hair for our 50K goal, and we hit that.
Yes, we did.
Quickly.
Quick. Quick.
Hey, Dad Bodbar, you'll have to find a ventilation grate by the hospital for
you guys can just call me Ender.
Blowing up
I'm still Ender, by the way.
Ender, yeah.
But yes, Gear, that is not a bad idea.
Yeah, you can just do that pose. Yep.
I did the Marilyn Monroe, man. I've gotta.
So everyone.
So
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Oh, I just wanted to say, I just wanted to pop on and say thank you to the community for being amazing. I really appreciate all the donations. I know that I've been doing my stream and it's kind of fresh, and I'm not doing a lot of Star Citizen, but I appreciate the community that you guys have built doing this. Gear, I appreciate you for the kindly donated ships. Just amazing. And Grim, thank you for joining me again this year and picking up a hell of a lot of slack.
For sure. I mean, the numbers are going up, everyone. If you look there, lifetime raise of STARJUMP, which I think Ender started this back in 2021, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Now at $75,045, which is pretty incredible. And obviously, I echo that. Big shout out to GearCon, who's in chat with us here, for offering up all the amazing raffle ships. That is incredible and is a big part of why this works. And we still got May to go, everyone. We still got May. So
it's
gonna be good.
To say the least.
It's gonna be May.
It's gonna be May.
Did you want to?
Did you really just do that?
I did.
I had to.
We're gonna let him keep doing that. We gotta stop it.
No,
That's the beauty of my position here. Is like I do what I want.
No, that is. I do want to point out as well that if it hadn't have been for, everybody else did it last year. We raised what 24K last year.
Yep, 24K.
The group that we are a part of that we fundraise as a team with, we don't do anything for them, and they don't really do anything for us other than just be a part of a group. But the Pink Hat Squad has already raised in a year $100,000.
Yeah, just crossed the 100K mark. That is true. That is true. Which is pretty cool.
So
pretty damn
one
cool.
year of group fundraising, and most of the team hasn't started doing anything. They start day after tomorrow. So yeah, May is going to be a big month for everyone. So
cool
really
deal.
Excited.
I'm excited.
Now I guess the challenge is, can we hit 100K before the end of the year?
It's, you know what? It's I never doubt this community. We'll see. Got some big ships coming though at Defensecon. We'll have to see where people's.
We I mean, you set goals for these guys, and we set goals, and it's all for a good cause, and we put you guys have been putting the work in for a long time, and I'm happy to be a part to help with this year. But also, it's the fact that we set these goals, and it's just like you're like, if they get there, they get there, and then they hit it, and they hit it hard. And then we set another goal and they hit it hard again. And it's just the dedication out of this community is amazing.
Ocean 911. Nice Seinfeld joke, by the way. Go ahead.
Grim, what did I say at the beginning of this year? What did I say I think we'll hit? Because of the economy and because just
I think it was like
2,500
or something like that. Yeah.
And we blew past that literally in an hour. I mean,
I think it was on the first stream. Actually,
may
have been. I can't remember.
It was first stream for sure.
Yeah.
So it didn't have anything to do with the economy being what it is. I literally said I'm happy with $2,500, and if we go over that, great.
And here we are.
So I think Grim. If we hit $100,000 this year, I think you should shave your beard.
I told you it's not going to happen. My daughter will not allow it.
I'm just letting you know. My kids aren't going to allow me to shave my hair.
She will become emancipated or whatever they call it from the family.
That's why I want to talk to her, because I think we can convince her. I think he won't let us talk to her.
Of course he won't.
Because then we can't convince her. See, I see how it works. I'm not an idiot.
I think Art should shave his head then.
Oh,
I
dude.
think Art should fly to Grimm's house and shave Grimm's beard.
He doesn't have to.
Why?
He lives,
I could drive.
he lives 20 minutes away from me.
Right down the road.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I reckon they should have we should have a sumo fight in the backyard then, if they live that close.
Something. I mean, something.
I'd win. I double Grimm's size and weight.
But you're in sumo suits, and they blow him up to be the same size, and his daughter can be referee.
No one wants to see me like that, so don't worry. All right.
Does.
Everyone does. What are you talking about?
I like what Sergeant Perry just said. X, are you volunteering to shave your head?
He's volunteering.
Yeah, I'd shave my head look, maybe next year we might do some St. Jude stuff too. I'll have a talk to Algrid, see what we can do. But I definitely just so everybody's aware, I've got a Hammerhead and a Perseus still that I'll be giving away. The Hammerhead not next week, but the week after, and the Perseus at the end of.
Yeah, we mentioned that, and someone had asked what the dates were on those drawings.
So exact dates are going to be it'll be May 16th.
Okay, May 16th,
and then either May 30th or 31st. I may do an extra day and do a stream on the last day, and that's when I'm going to shave my head anyway. So Saturday or Sunday, I'm shaving my head.
All right.
I'll let everybody know in the STARJUMP Discord.
You heard it there, folks. All right.
I'm updated.
Cool deal. Thank you very much.
Good night. Thanks for letting me thank everybody. And again, thank you to the community. Thank you, Gear, and thank you, Grim. I know you guys don't get a chance to, but I've been shouting all of you guys out in my streams and just
appreciate it.
Very grateful.
Appreciate it. Absolutely.
You guys have a wonderful night.
You too, buddy. Talk to you later. Man. All right, everyone. You know what time it is. I had them bore you with some 4.8 talk. It's time to roll for a Hammerhead. We got the names up here. They're shuffled. We're going to roll for the first big ship. Okay. So hopefully you all got in on this, got your donations in on it. This is going to be for the Aegis Hammerhead. Please remember that if you win, I will be sending you an email. You don't have to reach out to me or contact me in any way. I'm going to reach out to you. That's part of our verification process because the email we reach out to you is the email you donated with. Okay. So we're going to reach out to you. I'll confirm you through that email. Okay. You'll have to reply with that email. We'll get you confirmed. Once you are confirmed, it's still going to be about 5 to 7 days before the ship is in your hangar from GearCon. GearCon's the one that sends it out. And again, it's about 5 to 7 days because we have to wait for that to sort of confirm itself with Tiltify and everything. So hopefully that is clear to everyone. Again, we're going to be...
Let me add
go ahead.
One thing. Yeah, and when Grim gives me your name, I'm going to reach out to you via email, verify that this is the email you want me to send the ship to, because a lot of times people are like, oh, can you send it over here? And yes, absolutely. And then I'll do a little bit about the function of what email I send it to. I'll tell you a little bit of directions and verify with you. So expect that from me as well.
Cool.
Just a bit of a work here. You have multiple blanks on that wheel. Multiple.
Yeah,
it's
black, white, and gray. Let's see here. Stand by.
It's the tool.
It's the like wheel 5. Thing there. Garflog, did you donate? Garflog, did you donate to my Hammerhead or Ender's? I can actually check that right now. Stand by. I can check that right now, and I can let you know. Stand by.
Yeah, the only way you can tell the difference is their names are after the word Hammerhead. You know,
he says never mind. He's blind. Is it on here?
Okay.
Just so everyone knows I see it. I see your name. Just so everyone knows, how do I get the names for the wheel? It's very simple. When you're on Tiltify, I can pull an Excel document of everyone that donated to that raffle, and the names are there. I just grab the names. The only setup I have to do is for people that bought more than one ticket, I have to duplicate your name with how many tickets you bought. So, okay. Everyone, we're going to spin because we got more to do on this episode, and it's time's running. So good luck, everyone. Remember, this is for an Aegis Hammerhead, going gold standard with Defensecon. Okay, spinning in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good luck, everyone. Big shout out to GearCon for donating this ship.
Big money.
Blurry Pixel, who, by the way, big shout out to Blurry Pixel for donating to the Patreon the other day. Thank you very much, Blurry. Appreciate you. Blurry, I don't know if you're watching right now. Is Blurry in chat?
He is.
Oh, he is. Congratulations, Blurry Pixel, STARJUMP community member for a while now. Do appreciate you. Appreciate you hanging out with us all the time like you do. That's amazing. Thank you very much. Again, Blurry, I'll be reaching out to you via email like we said, and we'll get you confirmed a price. Send that email out tomorrow, okay? Probably be tomorrow. Okay, now to the next one here. I'm going to have to set that up. While I get this one set up, let's go to the next little bit of talking points, which is blueprints. What's new with blueprints in 4.8? Can anyone tell me? Who's been playing? I'm going to test you guys.
Oh, I didn't know there was a quiz. I would have prepared.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, the big thing is we got blueprints coming that are ship-based components. That's new.
Yeah.
Up to and including NDBs, which have been a contested zone kind of exclusivity, or a Wicklow ship here and there. But the same thing with the FR-76s, the FR-86s, and the FR-66s, which are coming with Xenothreat.
Mm-hmm.
So some real premium component blueprints that are now coming to the burst, which is very exciting for crafting.
Yeah, very cool.
I did see that they.
First off, people are just really excited too for the ship component stuff. I mean, that's like been the number one thing I've heard is just everyone really excited about ship components coming, and I get why. I mean, to me, I think that's like the FPS stuff always feels a little bit okay. It's FPS stuff, but the ship components I think is starting to really tap in to that original crafting fantasy, right? Where you're going to be able to craft the parts and pieces to your ship. So.
Well, I mean, here's the thing: is there's a lot of things that go into a factor when you are playing in an FPS fight.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, getting the drop on somebody, the type of weapon you're using, where you're hitting them from, what type of armor they're wearing. I mean, all of that plays a big factor. But not everybody does FPS stuff.
Yeah,
like everybody flies ships for the most part. I mean, I've seen very few people that don't fly any ships at all. But to be able to add another detail of customizing our ships by putting in components that are crafted is huge.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm honestly really excited for just, and this isn't really crafting, but just the ability to make our ships our own more, whether that's through not only crafted components, but components that have certain benefits over other components. So the buffs and stuff that you can give through crafting. And then obviously extending all the way into things just like decorator mode and stuff that CIG's talked to us about. I know in 4.8, they even showed off some sort of new hanger, like, dashboard flare or something for your ship. That was really cool. I'm looking forward to the future when you walk on board someone's ship. There's unique stuff on board that maybe you haven't seen before. And again, that could be, you go on as an engineer and you go, oh, let me check out what components they have in here. You know what I mean? All the way to you're walking through a hallway and there's a poster on the wall or a bit of flare here or something like that.
Dusty's going to lose his mind.
Yeah. With the introduction of these blueprints to 4.8, I was hoping, and I don't think we've gotten there yet, but we still don't have grades, do we? Being introduced on manufactured components, so that we could make, like, the quality. It's been described a couple of different times, like A through D or something like that. But then also,
you mean like an actual number?
Yeah.
So you're talking like an actual number account. I don't think there's a number account to them yet. No.
Yeah.
Not the non-crafted ones. No.
Yeah, because there's types: military grade,
sure.
Industrial, civilian. But then there was also a quality, kind of a feature, like an exotic, a rare, a common, that kind of a thing to the items. And I was hoping that was coming with these blueprints. But I didn't know how it would. I was really interested to see how. Is it okay, you've got a blueprint, and if you craft it with these components, it might come out as a quality, super rare, level. If you do this, then you've got a 5% chance it'll come out like this. I was hoping that we'd see some underpinnings or some ideas of what that system was going to look like eventually, but I guess not.
Just real quick, guys, I got to step out. I got a real life problem.
Cool.
I'll catch you later. Thanks for having me.
Thanks,
Bye.
XQ. Bye, buddy.
Yeah, XQ. I mean, they talked about some a little bit in the notes and stuff when it was talking about how certain crafted materials, especially like power plants, specifically, that based on the percentage of how high it is, like you got additional energy pips for it, but they haven't. Okay. I don't think they've actually come out completely and for. I wouldn't be comfortable enough to say this is the grading system they're giving us yet, because they're still kind of testing that.
Yeah. Okay. And I know this is some of those features are going way back to what was promised during Kickstarter time, so I don't know what form it's going to look like now. But I was hoping we were going to start to get to see some of that.
I think it's still going to follow the same thing that they followed already for crafting, where you're going to have that tier 1 through or tier 0 through tier 5 of level of material. And I think eventually what they will do is they'll collapse the A, B, C, and D industrial into those tiers.
Yeah.
Would be my guess.
Yeah. I again too, I with the tier system, I still would love even further nuance to that, where you're going to be able to do things like overclock a tier 2 or overclock a tier 4, where, like, imagine a components, for example, a power plant. Imagine a power plant that can do, much more power than an overclocked power plant that can do much more power than another power plant, a regular power plant in its class, but has a higher failure rate, right? Or misfire rate or whatever. Because I think
or it's guaranteed to burn out.
Yeah,
twice as quick.
Because I could see a future where, like, people that are into racing, for example, may want like an overclock power plant just based off usage, or maybe for combat, maybe you want to go for something that's just a hell of a lot more durable, right? So the ability to sort of tune that, which we think is coming. So,
yeah. Well, you're running for your life.
Yeah,
that's the one thing that they've kind of
crank everything up.
Yeah.
That's the one thing they've kind of alluded to, is that we're going to have that base material for the level, and then you're going to have those secondary materials for that kind of those effects that what you already do with FPS and stuff like that. They're going to apply those same kind of generalized effects to the components. Now, whether that's durability, whether that's speed, whether that's power, we don't quite know. Recharge rate, shield strength, we don't know what those all are in detail yet, because I'm sure they're going to, as they create new blueprints, they'll have different materials to do that. So we'll have to just wait and see.
Okay.
By the way, everyone, it's that time. I don't know why. I don't know why Random Wheel Names has some blank things. I think it's just their system. All the names are there, though. I just double checked it while these fine gentlemen were talking. Everyone who purchased a ticket for the Polaris name is represented here. And there's Ryan Matt Gamer. And if you bought more than one ticket, your name is on here multiple times. Everything's been shuffled. Okay. This is for an RSI Polaris donated by our amazing GearCon, who's in chat with us right now. So GearCon, thank you very much for the Polaris raffle. We had a number of tickets for this one. I think I got up to like 70 or something. I can't remember. So your odds are pretty good. Actually, this is 68 entries. So there's 68 entries. I knew it was around 70. So pretty good. So we're going to spin this wheel, but remember, your chances are 1 in 68 of winning, which is pretty damn good for a ship like this. Yeah. And remember, for all these raffles, some are even less than that. So your odds are even better. And some have more tickets sold, so your odds are a little less, but your odds are pretty good. It's much better than, for example, when I do my Gleam giveaways and there's like 3,000 entries. So when you donate to these raffles, you get a pretty good chance of winning. Okay. So again, this is for the RSI Polaris giveaway. Remember, whoever wins, I will email you. I will probably email you tomorrow and start the confirmation process, and I'll explain it all in my email. And so will Gear once he does that part of that confirmation with you as well. Okay. It's time. It's not time. It's time not only to do the Polaris spin, but then reveal the May raffles. Okay. All right, everybody. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1 for an RSI Polaris. A damn badass ship, if I do say so myself. Oh my God.
Oh my.
Dear God. And I will say, this Wheel of Names was closed and a whole new Wheel of Names was opened, and I did a hard refresh with Control F5. Hard refresh. Holy moly. Me and, you know what?
Wow.
I'm just going to say real quick. First off, oh my God. First off,
congratulations, Blurry.
Yeah, first off, congratulations, Blurry. Blurry has donated quite a bit. Actually, he's bought quite a few tickets for the St. Jude, so thank you very much, Blurry. I'm just going to say here real quick that I was just talking with GearCon or Execute or someone the other day about the Wheel of Names and how it can spin on the same name, or like it's not quite as random as you think. So for this one, I literally closed my browser, opened another one, added it to it, did the hard refresh. That is some incredible luck. God. I should have had Blurry do my essay for the battle cruiser. That's all I'm saying.
Obviously would have made it.
Yeah. I mean, it's that is so. I mean, because we were talking about that, Grim, and we were like, I could see it if it was the same wheel. Like you get kind of, people feel like that there's
completely
that
different
superstition of a, stuck bit.
Yeah,
you get the same number in your RNG twice in a row. But this was a completely different wheel.
Good God. I'm literally, first off, Blurry, you need to go enter every ship giveaway every content creator is currently doing. You need to go play the lottery. You need to do everything one should do. There was an X-File episode, by the way, that was all centered around someone who had incredible luck, so much so that he couldn't die. He kept trying to put himself in dangerous situations and just kept come out on top. Maybe that's Blurry. I don't know. That's incredible, Blurry. Congratulations. You are walking away with an RSI Polaris. Oh my God. That's incredible. That is incredible. Now to the next.
Thank you all for everyone for the donations.
Congratulations, everyone. But like we said before, it's not over yet. So let me get the next thing ready here. I think you're all going to like this. Bear with me. You're probably wondering, because we said multiple times, what are we going to do for May? What are we going to do for May? And I think it's time we showed you. Are you all ready? Are you all excited? Do you want to see?
I don't think they can handle it.
I don't know.
They thought this month was great. Wait until they see next month.
Here's next month, everyone. The May raffles. On May 6th, we're going to be giving away 2 Corsairs. And by the way, all these raffles are now live. You can donate to them. For a $30 donation, we're going to give away 2 Corsairs, meaning we'll spin the wheel 2 times. On May 14th, we're going to give away 3 Clippers. 3. We're going to spin the wheel 3 times. You have 3 chances to win. Okay? Also on May 14th, by the way, just real quick, not raffle related, on May 14th is when I'm doing the Ironclad giveaway through my Gleam link. So May 14th is going to be a big day. But continuing on, May 20th, we're giving away an Aegis Tiburon. An Aegis Tiburon, $40 donation to St. Jude via the Tiltify link or the QR code or the Tiltify link, okay? Which I'll put down in chat right now.
Awesome.
Here's hoping it's awesome. If for some reason it's not awesome, and the winner of the Tiburon is like, I want I don't know what else it would be, gear. Maybe we can facilitate it, but we'll talk.
Yeah.
Maybe the Tiburon is the best ship they've ever made, though. I don't know. On May 27th, the final day of Defensecon, for a $35 donation, an Ironclad Assault. We all know it's going to be badass. Next, on May 31st, for $60 donation, another Polaris. Yes, another Polaris.
There we go.
Another Polaris. And then, of course, the Masters of Industry raffle, which is currently running and has been running. $100 donation towards St. Jude via the STARJUMP Tiltify link. Do that drawing on May 31st, the last day of Play Live, that I will be doing. And that is for a combo pack put together by GearCon that consists of a Pioneer, an Arastra, a Hull B, a Golem, a Vulture, a Mull, a Reclaimer, and a Hercules. Okay, there we go.
Yes,
Ocean says
you
I need a gambling
can
app.
be a master of industry.
Gear just wanted to say that. I'm just going to say it's
He did.
Let's say if my daughter heard you
waiting.
say that, she'd go cringe.
The only time. Yep.
It'd be the adolescent eye roll.
Yes, but
yes.
Everyone, again, all these ships donated by GearCon. GearCon, thank you very, very much. That is incredible. In addition to that, we have 2 other raffle items that will be going up. The first one will be done on Dad Bod Bard TV's channel, and that will be from iconcity.com. That will be for a 32-key Elgato Stream Deck. And then on my channel, we will be doing the raffle for this right here via Pigeon Spaceport, donated by them. We're going to be giving away an RSI Scorpius actual physical model. We're going to be giving away a code that gets you a free one of these from Pigeon Spaceport. So obviously big shout out to them and huge shout out to Gear. Look at that roster of ships right there. Just like April, every Wednesday we will be doing a drawing. Okay. Well, actually the May 14th is a Thursday. Technically, I'm going to do that stream on the first day of Defensecon. But May 6th, May 14th, May 20th, the 27th, and the 31st. Okay. Hopefully you all are excited about that. And Gear, thank you very much for those ships. You are a legend. Appreciate that.
My pleasure. My pleasure. And one thing I want to say is as Defensecon is going and we're seeing these new ships, please keep joining in to the streams, because if we find a great or an amazing ship, goes live and we see something or like, oh my God, that's awesome. We've got to do a raffle on that. It is not unheard of. We've actually done it several times just last month for us to put together and get some of those new ships and do a raffle over like 2 days, just a quick, kind of bonanza raffle, and do a number of the new ships or the new shinies that get released. So, but we don't have a lot of ramp time, so join in on the stream so you can hear about those as they might be hitting during Defensecon. Okay.
In addition, for those of you that have donated to the raffle, maybe you've tapped out, hopefully you haven't, but we will still have, I'll still have my regular giveaways through the month of May. I'm pretty sure CIG is going to be sending me something Defensecon related. It could be a Starlight, could be a Misk Starlight or a Drake Pitbull. I don't really know what it would be, but I'm sure they will send out something, as they always very gratefully do. I'll be doing the giveaways for those, obviously. So it's going to be a big month of May. I hope you'll stick around with us. All these raffles, by the way, that you see on your screen are turned on and active. So you can go donate to any of them, towards the Corsair, towards the Clippers. And just to be clear, the way we're doing the Corsair and the Clipper giveaways is when we pull a winner, for example, for the Corsair, your name will be removed for the second spin. So you cannot win twice. You won't be able to win both Corsairs or all 3 Clippers or anything like that. Okay.
Well, there's one way, Grim, right? I mean, because if you bought 5 tickets to the 2 Corsairs, when you win, that name slot is burned off.
Yes, sorry, the single name. If you buy multiple tickets, yes, you do have
still
that
4 of you on there. So multiples,
yes.
If you bought 20 of them, your name's going to be on there quite a few times.
On 20 times.
One off if you win the first
It's just every time we land on your name, that one instance of your name will be removed. Yes, sorry, thank you. But either way, it's going to be an exciting May. I see we have a $40 donation already from BG Thompson towards the Aegis Tiburon. It's going to be a cool ship, I think. Going to be a cool ship.
And one thing I wanted to note on the Corsairs too, one of the Corsairs is actually a starter pack. So it is what I did is I upgraded a starter ship all the way up to a Corsair. So you get Star Citizen with it, some UEC, a paint that doesn't fit the ship I ended with, but just to note, for you folks, it's not a big deal, but I'll just tell you since you're here.
There you go. All right, now we've done that. We're going to circle back to Star Citizen again.
Didn't move the goal.
Say again.
The goal. Are you moving the goal at the top? Do we have the next one? Activated?
Yes, we do.
Oh, yeah.
We do. Stand by. Let me do that real quick. Let me activate that, because that's a good one too. I can't spell, apparently. That's the issue that I'm dealing with right now.
Are hard
Yes, words are hard. Let me go to Tiltify. Let me go into the campaign here. Let me go to the incentives and the milestones. We hit that $34,000 one. Ender's got to dress up. He's going to love it. Now for the next one, $38,000 goal. And that is going to be a galaxy giveaway for everyone who donated to St. Jude this year. So if you donated, you get a free ticket and your name will go in the wheel. That will not be a raffle people can buy into. That one will be a giveaway I'm running to thank those who have donated. So if you donate towards any of the other ships that are currently up there, that gets you a ticket for the Galaxy giveaway. Okay. So I thought that'd be a fun one. Okay. Ocean 91 says, wait, what? This is a SC podcast? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, we're an SC podcast.
Yeah.
What kind of an ST everything?
All right.
It's
now
an SC show.
we're gonna switch back to Star Citizen for a minute, and we're gonna talk about something. We're going to talk about something just for a minute because I thought it was kind of interesting information that came my way. I haven't heard it talked about on any other channel, so I thought, why not talk about it here? I think people will enjoy this.
We need a breaking news graphic. Just saying.
We do kind of need a breaking. We do.
You know.
We do. Let me see if this works.
Something fun.
Nope, that didn't work. Stand by. There it is. Okay. I'm going to make this nice and big. For those of you that are curious, what you're looking at here is the Vanduul Mauler. This is it in all of its glory.
Lots of pointy bits.
Yeah, a lot of pointy bits. And I found out kind of all the info on this ship, like what its weapons are and other details that people may want to know, which I thought were kind of cool, including one really interesting thing about this ship and probably all Vanduul ships. And to see what it is, we got to go inside. No, it doesn't have an interior, but I'm going to go inside here and I'm going to go to these things. Do you see these red things here? If you're wondering what these very organic human organ looking things are, these are the Vanduul ship components, which I thought were quite interesting.
Oh.
So these
Grim,
here,
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
For the Galaxy, they're wanting to know, is it just including people, is it all raffles?
All
everybody
raffles.
Gets a ticket? Or
April
is it just
and
in May?
April and May. All raffles.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry, I should have said that. Yeah. So these here, for example, are listed as the coolers. It's got 2 coolers. And then this and the one towards the front of the ship are labeled as the shield generator. And if I zoom in on this a little bit, you'll see it's got it looks very much like an organic thing. If I open this up in Blender, it does have some textures on it, but it's just kind of like gooey textures. But I just thought that was kind of interesting that maybe the Vanduul ships have some sort of organic or some sort of biomechanical sort of components, which I thought were kind of cool. And that does tie in a little bit to the other information on the ship that I wanted to talk about, which was, let me switch over my show notes. And this is just for the people that are really curious about the ship, like I am. I'm excited to get this ship into Fleet Viewer, actually. But, oh, and real quick, shout out to Starlet. Starlet has been doing some work on the back end of Fleet Viewer to allow us to do updates even faster. So 07 to Starlet. I don't know if she's lurking or watching, but Starlight is amazing, and Fleet Viewer also wouldn't be a thing without her. So, okay, who wants to know a little bit about the Vanduul Mauler? Okay, first off, I can tell you that a lot of the parts and pieces to the Mauler are actually taken from another Vanduul ship called the Hunter, the Vanduul Hunter, because when you click on those pieces, it actually says Vanduul Hunter instead of Mauler. Interesting little fact. Next thing here is the vehicle is known as a destroyer, so technically same class as a Javelin. It is combat focused, if that wasn't obvious. Who wants to know the crew count? The crew count is 19 crew members. 19 crew members, which is very interesting.
For that size of ship, they went 19. That's it?
I guess so, or at least in this PU entity version of it, 19 crew members for the ship. How long is that again? Ship is listed at 425 meters by 125 meters wide by 112 meters tall. Kind of interesting. here's the next bit of interesting stuff, is that the Mauler utilizes massive, and this is the important part here, Vanduul specific size 4 capital components to sustain its heavy combat requirements. So for example, all the components listed on the Vanduul, with the exception of one, I'll go over that. All the components and stuff are specifically listed as Vanduul components. Okay. So for example, the shield generator, it has 3 size 4 shields that are Vanduul Mauler shields. Okay. It has, now the only component that was not a Vanduul component was the jump drive, which was 1 size 2 Tarsus Excelsior jump drive. But everything else Vanduul, including the chaff dispensers, which were Vanduul specific, which is kind of cool. Weapon loadout. We'll get into some weapon details here if you're curious. The main gun, which is on the top mid of the ship, is it's a single size 9 Vanduul Gen 2 laser beam. That's literally what it's called. Size 9 Vanduul Gen 2 laser beam. The big twin turret at the top of the ship here, kind of up here, this one here, is a single size 7 twin turret equipped with 2 size 7 Vanduul Gen 2 tachyon cannons, in case you're wondering about that one. The broadside...
Hey, and the
yep, go ahead.
tachyons, like what we saw on the brain cramp, the merchantman. What's the fighter that goes?
The defender.
The defender.
Yeah. So that's the same, like really far out shooting, gun we saw. Okay. Wow. So really crappy close range, right?
Yeah, maybe. But we'll get to the point defense turrets here in a second too.
Okay.
So the broadside batteries it has 6 size 8 Vanduul Gen 2 plasma cannons. It has a secondary set of batteries, which are 10 size 6 Vanduul Gen 2 laser repeaters. So it has 10 size 6 laser repeaters. And it also has for point defense turrets, it has 17 PDCs, which are arranged along the top of the hull for anti-fighter and anti-torpedo screening. Pretty interesting.
Does it have 1 power plant or 2?
The power plants, it has 2 size 4 capital Vanduul power plants.
Talking about all those lasers, it's going to need a lot of power.
Yeah. Talking about the hull armor and engineering data here for a minute. It says here the Mauler's files show native support for advanced engineering, internal damage mechanics, and heavy armor plating. The armor package on the ship says here it's equipped with specific Vanduul armor. So, and that's all the detail it has. But what that essentially means is that the armor on this is not the armor we have. It's a Vanduul armor. Okay, probably has different metrics. I do not have the metrics, by the way. Hull integrity, it says here the base vehicle hull damage normalization value of 2,500. I don't know what that means. Component hardening. This one was interesting. It says subcomponents like turrets and thrusters feature a severe damage reduction modifier 0.20, meaning they take only 20% of incoming damage, making them incredibly difficult to strip off. Those are the subcomponents, again, turrets and thrusters. And then from a engineering and destruction damage standpoint, there was a few flags on the ship, which are good to know. Can the ship be destroyed? Yes. Can the ship be soft-deathed? Yes. Can it explode? Yes. And can the power plants explode on death? Yes, to all those, which makes sense since the ship is featured in tactical strike groups. So again, that's all the information I have on it, which I just thought was kind of interesting.
You said it was classified as a destroyer?
A destroyer, yeah.
Which is interesting because if you remember the squadron image that we got that had the Vanduul identifiers, has it listed as a cruiser.
Yeah, let me go.
So it's interesting that they've changed that.
And sometimes things like that in game are listed slightly different than other things. So for example, you're referring to this graphic here, and the Mauler is up here, and you're right, it's listed as a cruiser, which and the one that's listed as a did they have
Corvette.
a destroyer? Oh yeah. The Hunter is listed as a Corvette, right?
Yeah.
But
yeah, there were no destroyers
lore, and here's another interesting thing I'll point out. It's possible there again. Sometimes there are discrepancies, right? So the length here says 486 meters, which we've seen. This is bigger than the Javelin. However, the bounding box for this ship came out at 425 meters, which is kind of a weird discrepancy. Usually the bounding box are bigger. So the information I just called out, by the way, could be subject to change or could just be wrong. They may update that. I just wanted to tell you all the information just because I thought it was kind of interesting. Same thing with the class of the ship being listed as a destroyer. It could in fact be a cruiser and it's just listed wrong, right? So
I'm just hoping that it means that we're actually going to get a cruiser.
Yeah.
In addition to this, like another Vanduul ship.
Yeah, that's a size exists.
Yeah, it'd be cool. By the way, we did get a few donations here. I just want to call out a $75 donation from Keep It Secret towards the Ironclad Assault and something else. I can't see it. And a $100 donation from Hildegard for the Drake Clipper and Drake Ironclad Assault. Thank you very much. Again, it's going to be an awesome May. So again, it's nothing like groundbreaking, but I did want to call that up just because it was kind of interesting. Everyone's starting to mess around with the Mauler. I can confirm it does not have an interior for those that were curious. It doesn't mean it doesn't have an interior in Squadron 42. It just doesn't have an interior in the PU. And from what I could tell inspecting the model, it almost looks like the interior is kind of just turned off. But again, I could be wrong. I mean, what I ultimately think with these Vanduul ships, and again, I have no inside information on this whatsoever, but I have a feeling they're going to have parts that where the interior's there, but not like maybe the entire ship is interiored out. But I think maybe certain areas will be in case of boarding. So maybe there's a mission in Squadron, again, I have no clue, where you do have to board a Vanduul ship, and it's just going to be that area that you would board, right? So, real quick, a couple follows I want to call out. Grimby thank you very much. Scavari, BG Thompson, thank you for the follow. Frank ID, Dak Turn, Riz to Ruin, it's a good name. Darth Pie, Crisco, Shock, Digital Merc. Do appreciate all the support and follows, everyone. We did hit our follower goal on Twitch, by the way, at 8,408 followers. I do appreciate that. And then, like I told you all before, finally on YouTube. It took forever, but finally 16,900 subscribers. Greatly appreciate it. I've heard from other YouTube content creators, and they kind of talk about how the mid 16,000 thing is hard to break past, and we are finally breaking past it. So I do appreciate it. Blurry Pixel with a $160 donation. He's going after it's that luck. He knows what he's got, so he's going after it. To sort of wrap up the show, everyone, it's been a great show, by the way. We've had a great crowd tonight.
Fantastic show.
Yeah, it's gonna be an awesome May. I hope you're all excited for it. It's all about Defensecon. That's what we're leading to. You all know I'm a big Drake fan, so I'm really excited to see the Ironclad, the Pitbull, and all that kind of good stuff. You can expect full video stream breakdown and walkthroughs of both the Ironclad Assault. I'm already prepping episodes, so if you are on our Discord, there's an events calendar. And/or if you're on YouTube, you can go to the upcoming live episodes page. And on Twitch, you can look at the schedule. Starting tomorrow, you should see all the episodes that are being scheduled for Defensecon scheduled out. Because now that I have the firm Defensecon schedule, I know how to schedule the shows out. So you'll be able to see exactly not only what days there'll be shows, but specifically what's going to be covered on those days. Now, I can tell you once we get to Defensecon, I'm going to be sticking to whatever is the news of the day. We also know, just like in every Invictus/Defensecon, we do usually get an all-ship show with John Crew, Ben Curtis, and Mark Gibson generally, sometimes other people. Those are usually very, very informative. So there'll be a lot to cover there. I know there's a Chinese bar citizen this weekend, which is usually where good information for some reason leaks out. So we'll be listening there as well. So as you know, I'll bring it to you when I can. Guys, anything before we head out for the night? And I look for someone to raid.
Well, first of all, thanks GearCon for hopping in. Really appreciate him showing up.
Yep.
Appreciate him donating all these ships. It's been absolutely outstanding. He's a legend in my eyes and will forever be a legend.
Indeed.
Appreciate it. And
shout out to the community.
Yeah. I agree. All right. You're probably wondering who we are going to raid tonight. We're going to raid someone I have never raided before. Looks like he's new to the verse, but he's also got a pretty good big following, which is pretty cool. But we're going to send you all over to this dude. Make sure you give him some of that STARJUMP love. If he is in fact new to the verse, give him some of that STARJUMP love by hitting follow over there and all that kind of good stuff. Be good stewards of the Star Citizen community, as you all are, as you all have always been. Thank you for the incredible amount of money raised for St. Jude tonight. $135 donation from Dom4419. One other thing I wanted to add. I did tell you all that I'm going to start doing Friday during the day streams. That is still my plan, but I don't know if I'm doing it this Friday. I might start it next Friday. This Friday I may be traveling, so just a heads up on that. But those streams are always going to be a little bit more casual in nature. Art may not be there because they're going to be during the day when I have a break from work. I'll be working. Those are more going to just be my chit chat streams. They're not going to be as well organized, well planned, all that kind of stuff. So, but I did have a lot of requests for it. So I do want to get back to doing that. I used to do the Tuesday during the day show, and I think people were just missing it. There's a during the day audience that would like to see the show live. So everyone in chat, last but not least, give yourself a big 07. The money being raised is all from you. We just crossed the $35,000 barrier. We're now at $35,037 raised so far, and we're only now just hitting May. Okay, just hitting May. Oh, one more bit of news. Sorry, one more bit of news. This one's an important one. Next Wednesday is the launch of the STARJUMP the STARJUMP merch store. And all the stuff you've all been asking for, the hats, the shirts, the Kraken mugs, all that stuff are on there. I got it at the cheapest possible price I could get it for you. I'm barely making any profit. Pretty much every item I make like 80 cents. But I'm getting it on there. It'll all launch next Wednesday. Okay, next Wednesday. All right, everybody. I'm going to send you over to BAMS. Make sure you give BAM some love over on Twitch. Hit that follow button. Show them some STARJUMP love. For my YouTube community, I appreciate you always. Obviously, I'm not rating you anywhere, but I will. Hopefully, everyone has a good night and all that kind of good stuff. So, Twitch, YouTube, I hope you have a good night. Do something kind for a stranger. Appreciate it. Thank you for being part of the STARJUMP Grim crew. Have a good night, everybody.